How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Teams are making their way back out to the field, and so we're just moments ahead of the Homestead Spartans and the Northrop Bruins. And as we get ready to get this one underway, we will take our final timeout in the pregame. It's the kick of the sectional tournament, the IHSAA State Tournament, presented by the Indianapolis Colts. The Northrop Bruins hosting the Homestead Spartans. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
When an injury knocks you out of the game, call Parkview Sports Medicine. Whether you're an aspiring pro or a recreational athlete, our team of orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, and athletic trainers will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. Parkview Sports Medicine will get you back to the action quickly and safely because the game just isn't the same without you. Call Parkview Sports Medicine today at 260-266-4007 and make our team of expert physicians your dream team. We'll get you back in the game.
Indiana Physical Therapy, your choice in Northern Indiana. Suffering from chronic pain? Choose IPT for your physical therapy. IPT is a cost-effective therapy provider offering the highest credentialed and most reputable staff in the area with 14 locations open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with same-day scheduling. You have the right to choose who provides your physical therapy and athletic rehabilitation, and IPT accepts all insurance coverage. Contact IPT today. Indiana Physical Therapy, celebrating 27 years in business. Call 260-209-2464 or visit indianapt.com.
And now, your Crumbach Chevrolet starting lineup. Silverado, the benchmark of full-size pickups. Stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever. Impala, delivering refinement and efficiency in a full-size sedan for 50 years. Crumbach helps you get the most out of every gallon with the groundbreaking Cruise Eco, delivering 42 miles per gallon. The starting lineup from Crumbach Chevrolet. 930 East in New Haven, celebrating 44 years of helping the Fort Wayne area find new roads. Online at CrumbachChevy.com.
Whether you're looking to build your first home or move into a bigger, nicer home or downsize to a smaller home, Westport Homes has a perfect plan for you. 11 desirable communities to choose from in and around the Fort Wayne area. Affordability, reliability, and quality at the location where you want to live. You get it all. Experience the Westport Homes difference. Westport Homes. A lot more home for a lot less money.
Now back to high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Back at Spiller Stadium, the Homestead Spartans will get the football first. They'll receive the opening kickoff from the Northrop Bruins. And Ryan, just looking ahead at potential championship matchups, and that's going to be something fun to do depending on how things go through this tournament. But in 6A, you could potentially have a Carroll-Homestead matchup. In 4A, East Noble and Plymouth. Of course, Plymouth, a former #1 team in Class 4A. In Sectional 20 in Class 4A, you could have Leo and Dwenger. Wouldn't that be a showdown?
Yep.
Also, looking ahead, possibility of Belmont and Lures meeting up in Sectional 27, although Concordia might have something to say with the Belmont Braves. But
what a contrast in offenses that would be.
Yeah, what a night that we could have coming up in a couple of weeks. The Northrop Bruins set to kick off. Cameron Fox will kick it. Here is the kick. It is high. They will kick it deep, and it's going to be taken at about the 5-yard line, immediately taking it right to left. And a little bit of a gap, 15-20, breaks away from a tackle, 30, and all the way out to the 35-yard line. With the return, looks like that is number 49, Cameron Shannon, who is a freshman, returning that for the Homestead Spartans. So the Spartans, good field position after the nice return out to the 36-yard line. And coming on, it will be Drew Kazai. He will quarterback these Homestead Spartans. Lining up in the backfield, Landon Durnell will be the lone back. They send Kreider wide to the left, short side of the field. Play action, roll to the left. They're looking. They dump it underneath to Skoranek. 40, 45, 50, and he's into Northrop territory at the 48-yard line. And they missed Kreider going deep that time. He did a little double move and took off down the sideline, was uncovered deep, but they dumped it off short to Skoranek. But Skoranek took care of business after the catch and takes it to the 47 of Northrop, 1st and 10. Ball's on the left hash. Drew Kazai lines up with a single back, and Kazai under center, something you almost never see from the Spartans. And he'll give it to Durnell up the middle. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but Durnell just keeps plugging forward to the 41, picking up 6 yards. Getting up from the bottom of the pile for the Northrop Bruins, looked like Tavon Johnson making the tackle.
It was a good tackle there by Tavon. If he doesn't get him, he might be gone. Durnell should be really fresh tonight. He did not play last week in their game, so all his injuries should be healed up pretty well.
2nd down and 4. The Spartans with the ball at the Northrop 41. It's still on the left hash. Kazai goes to the count and then pauses, looks over at the sideline, gets the signal, and now gets under center. He's got a slot to the right, single back Durnell behind him. And it'll be a give to Durnell on a sweep to the left, or to the right. Durnell can't get the edge. Good tackle, 1 yard loss. Coming up, a safety on the play, and boy, that was a really nice play, and I think that might be Joey Brooks that came up and made the play.
Number 5, and he came all the way from his linebacker. I think he's playing linebacker tonight. No, he's free,
the safety, I believe. I think he's just the free safety, and he came up from center field and stuffed him for a 1 yard loss at the 42, where it's 3rd down and 5. Little screen on the bubble. They throw it to Skoranek, and the Bruins have it covered. 5 tacklers on Skoranek as soon as he caught it. Maybe give him a yard, but it'll be a 4th down and a long 4 for the Homestead Spartans at the Northrop 41. And, of course, Homestead quickly lining up to go for it.
I don't know if they will.
See if they try to draw him off. They have Fitzharris, a slot to the right. It's Watson, the slot to the left. Single back Durnell behind Kazai, and now Kazai goes shotgun on a 4th and 4 play. They need the 37 for the 1st down. Kazai looks to the right, throws, and it's intercepted by the Northrop Bruins. No, I think it's incomplete. No, it's incomplete. Ball hit the turf.
That's probably better for them yet. They picked up yards.
So it's an incomplete pass on 4th down, and that will give the ball to the Northrop Bruins. And we talked about the struggles for this Northrop defense, Ryan, and after giving up a big play to start the drive, they stiffen, and now they take over the football.
Yeah, I think the play that really helped them there was that stretch play that Homestead tried to run, and Brooks came out of center field and got that guy back, and that's what they were really looking for. Now Shanley's going to have to guide this offense, and no turnovers tonight by Shanley will be really important.
Shanley with a single back. Jason Ash, trip receivers right. Shanley throws underneath. Got a man wide open. It's Washington. A sprint. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Did he step out? Yes, he stepped out of the 20-yard line. 38 yards on that little dump, and nothing fancy. They put trip receivers to the right. One of the inside slots went about 5 yards and turned around, and he was uncovered.
Yeah, and then the wide receivers blocked for him. They put a little Heinz Ward on everybody out there and blocked everyone. Good start for the Northrop Bruins.
Shane Lee to Tyree Washington, and the Bruins in business in the red zone at the 20-yard line. From the right hash, goes to Ash up the middle. He's got a nice hole. 10, 5, and he's tripped up by the ankles by Matt Anderson. That's a touchdown-saving tackle by the Spartan safety, but the Bruins will have it 1st and goal just outside the 5.
Well, I'm not sure which offensive lineman just laid that guy out for. I think it was the right tackle that time. Now, that's how you open a lane, Brett. You completely knock the guy down and go on to the second level. That's how you do it.
Bruins playing inspired football here in the opening drive. They got a chance to take the lead as the clock goes under 9 minutes. Shanley from the shotgun gives to the back Ash up the middle. He's inside the 5 to the 3 and then stacked up, taken down right in the middle of a host of Spartans has been Skoranek, who's in at safety right now in the goal line situation for the Homestead Spartans. And, of course, that adds a little bit of size in the secondary for Homestead. It'll be 2nd down and goal. The ball just outside the 2.
Yeah, will they look for Dickinson here from the tight end, but I don't even think he's out there right now.
Trip receivers line up to the left. Single back. Jason Ash on a 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Shotgun for Shanley. Takes the snap, and he will give it to Ash up the middle. Touchdown! Ash takes it in, almost untouched, following the right guard, and the Northrop Bruins strike with 8:13 remaining here in the opening quarter.
Wow, what a good drive for the Bruins to start this game, Brett.
58 yards they go, and it didn't take them long to do it. I think it was 4 plays. They marched down the field. And now coming in, Cameron Fox will try to tack on the extra point and put the Bruins up 7-0. Kick is up, and it splits the uprights. It's good. And the Northrop Bruins, with 8 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter, have jumped out on the Homestead Spartans 7-0. Another scoring drive from Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, choose a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. It is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
And now, your Crumbach Chevrolet starting lineup. Silverado, the benchmark of full-size pickups. Stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever. Impala, delivering refinement and efficiency in a full-size sedan for 50 years. Crumbach helps you get the most out of every gallon with the groundbreaking Cruise Eco, delivering 42 miles per gallon. The starting lineup from Crumbach Chevrolet. 930 East in New Haven, celebrating 44 years of helping the Fort Wayne area find new roads. Online at CrumbachChevy.com.
We're back to the field, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Good start for Jason Dorfler and his Northrop Bruins. The offense takes it down the field after the defense had gotten a 4th down stop. And Northrop leading it over Homestead 7-0 with 8:13 remaining in our opening quarter. And now Cameron Fox to kick it off for the Bruins. Back deep to return it for the Spartans. It's Cameron Shannon, the freshman, along with Austin Kreider. Here's the kick, a high kick again, angling it near the corner pylon. It's taken by Shannon. He heads toward the middle of the field, cuts it up at the 15, and he got hit hard at the 17-yard line. But a 14-yard return on the kick, and Homestead starts from inside their 20.
Yeah, and that big hit was delivered by Gerald Berry down there, one of the cover guys. Good start. You know, when I watched the teams run out on the field, Brett, Northrop ran out, sprint, had a lot of energy. Homestead just kind of trotted out there and, you know, not a lot of energy. So then that's the way the game has started.
At the 16-yard line, Spartans start the drive down 7-0 to Northrop. Ball's on the right hash. They'll put 4 receivers wide, 2 each side. Landon Durnell, the lone back. He'll be flanked on the right shoulder of Drew Kazai, a junior quarterback. Watson in motion, left to right. They'll fake it to him. Now they're going to go deep. Down the sideline. Skoranek behind the defense at midfield. It's over his head, incomplete. And you're right, Skoranek just sprinted right past the safeties, and at midfield he was open, but Kazai just a little strong on that aerial pass. And the incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and with the wind's really not a factor here tonight, so just a little more air underneath that in case they would have been able to run under it. He got good separation from the cornerback over there, and that's a matchup they'll be using him all night long, probably more over the middle than deep.
Skoranek, the intended receiver on that one. Now quarterback draw, Kazai keeper. He's got pressure in the backfield. He breaks away from 1, but he can't get away from 2 and goes down at the 16 for no gain. And the Bruins had pressure in the backfield on that quarterback draw, and Kazai nowhere to run.
And that was Brooks again. Came out of the free safety position to get him.
Joey Brooks, a 6-foot, 180-pound junior defensive back, making some big plays. Now it's a 3rd down and 10, and the Spartans, obviously from their own 16, want to get something positive here. Kazai looks over at the sideline. They got trip receivers lining up to the right. Durnell, the lone back. Kreider by himself to the left. Shotgun snap. Kazai looking left the whole way. Kreider's covered. Now Kazai tries to escape pressure, and he'll have to take it out of bounds at the 12-yard line near sideline. That'll be recorded as a sack, and it was good man-to-man coverage on Kreider, the only receiver really on the pattern, because Kazai locked into him from the get-go, and Kreider never got any kind of separation.
And I'm not, I don't know what he was seeing there, because you could see the cornerback was going to rotate right there. Northrop's defense right now is trying to make everything go inside. They're not letting anything try to go over the top or to the outside, which is a little different. Maybe they played it a little different last week when they played them. And
here's a
timeout.
Difficult situation because Drew Kazai, the Homestead punter, is going to go about 5 yards deep into the end zone, and the Northrop Bruins have to take a timeout. They had 12 men on the field as they went into the punt return formation. 7:10 remaining in our opening quarter. 7-0. Northrop leading it over the Homestead Spartans. The Spartans will be punting when we come back. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
And now, your Crumbach Chevrolet starting lineup. Silverado, the benchmark of full-size pickups. Stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever. Impala, delivering refinement and efficiency in a full-size sedan for 50 years. Crumbach helps you get the most out of every gallon with the groundbreaking Cruise Eco, delivering 42 miles per gallon. The starting lineup from Crumbach Chevrolet. 930 East in New Haven, celebrating 44 years of helping the Fort Wayne area find new roads. Online at CrumbachChevy.com.
Let's send it back to the field. Presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Homestead to punt, good protection, and a deep booming punt will bounce at the Northrop 42 and then take a big Spartans roll down to the 35-yard line.
He had time to pick that up, Brett, and take off.
That's going to be a 55-yard boot. And the Northrop Bruins, 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. But, boy, that was a big special teams play, a big punt for Homestead when they needed it because they were pinned down deep. And beautiful kick.
It was. And I don't know if the lights are playing with the not the receivers, but the punt returners and the kickoff returners, because we've seen the two kickoffs have been kind of bobbled by Homestead, and that punt, it's just almost like they're not really seeing the ball in this night yet.
Northrop at their own 35, leading at 7-0, 6:58 to play first quarter. Garrett Shanley, the quarterback. He's 5 yards deep in a shotgun. Trip receivers bunched to the right. Play action, no. They give it to the running back. Ash, he's got a hole. 40, 45, 50. Sideline sprint, and he's taken out of bounds by Matt Anderson. They'll mark him out at the 41-yard line. That is 24 yards, and Northrop creating some great holes up front by their offensive line. And, of course, they've got a big one up in that offensive line. It is Nico Braster, a 6'3", 300-pound junior, and they're running behind him and getting some nice big gaps.
He came from the left side around to the right, pulled, and got over there and knocked the guy completely out of the way for Homestead. But, Homestead's really fortunate on that play. There wasn't a 15-yard penalty level to him on a late hit out of bounds.
Yeah, he got pushed out of bounds, and then another Spartan came over and gave him a little bump. No flag, so it's 1st and 10 from the 41, handing it off again to Ash. He bounces out of the hole and tries to get it around the left end. He does get positive yardage to the 37, picking up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Clock continues to run, under 6.5 to play in our opening quarter, and the Bruins looking to add to a 7-0 lead.
Right now they're just controlling the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively, and that's the way you win in postseason play.
Spartans appear to be in a 3-4 setup. Here's a drop. Shanley, he's going to look to throw. He looks. He's got pretty good protection. Moves over to his left and then throws back over the middle, and it's short. And short hops his intended receiver. He was trying to get it to Ryder Waffle.
Say that 10 times fast.
6 foot, 170-pound junior who is down over the middle of the field, but the incompletion brings up now 3rd and 6, and you wonder, Northrop tried to change things up and throw it, but they've been running it pretty effectively here early. Now they set themselves up into a 3rd and long. You might consider this 4-down territory for the Bruins as they're at the Homestead 37. Shanley, shotgun from the left hash, single back, receiver split to each side. There's a throw, and that's caught by Waffle at the 30.
That's a first
down. No, it's not Waffle. This one's Tyree Washington making the catch, and it is a first down as he pulls toward that 30-yard line. A 7-yard gain, first down for the Northrop Bruins.
When you look at the Bruins on their offensive line, they've got really wide splits. There's about a foot between each lineman, so they've got Homestead really well spread out. Homestead's running a 3-4, and their offensive linemen are able to get up to that second level, and they're being really physical with Homestead right now, and it's working to their advantage.
Shanley breaks the huddle. He'll put 2 backs now, one to his left and one about 3 yards behind him. That's Ash, and they will give it to Ash. And he looks for a hole, bounces it left, and here comes the Spartans taking him down. Nice defensive play by Moses Gerardo, taking down Ash for about a yard loss.
Yeah, Moses Gerardo just said, I'll just follow that lead blocker there, and he's going to lead me right to Ash, and he certainly did. And that's the first negative play tonight for Northrop.
2-yard loss, actually, just outside the 32-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 12. 5 minutes, 15 seconds. The clock's running here in the first quarter. Northrop with the football, leading at 7-0 over Homestead. Forget win-loss records. When you get to the postseason, everybody's 0-0.
Yeah.
From the middle of the field, Shanley, play action, looking left, throwing. It's high, it's tipped, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, that's not the defensive back you want to throw at. Skoranek,
well, you got Skoranek and Anderson, who are both a couple of thieves back there that love to jump in the routes. They're both tall, they're athletic. That time Skoranek got a hand on it to deflect it away, and now it is a 3rd down and 12 from the 32 of Homestead.
And really, for Northrop, they flip field position here. From their own 35 now down to almost the 32-yard line of Homestead. So they
don't be surprised if they run the football here, because you got to consider it 4-down territory, and they've been running pretty effectively, and they will. A delayed draw. Ash will try to find a hole. Here comes the Spartans at the 35. He breaks away, but he's finally running out of real estate on the near sideline. He'll go out of bounds near the 35, losing 3 yards, and good penetration that time by the Spartans defense. And again, I think it was Gerardo that chased him eventually out of bounds, but the loss brings up 4th down and 15. Northrop the football at the Homestead 35-yard line, and the offense seems to be staying on the field. Well, now let's see. Now they're going to send out a punting unit, I believe.
Yeah, looks like
Cameron Fox is the punter and the kicker, but he lines up in punt formation here.
I like this decision by Northrop.
And nobody for Homestead back deep. Now Matt Anderson will trot back inside the 10. See if Fox can kick one to the coffin corner. That's what he's going to try to do. He'll send it near sideline. Ball's going to bounce around the 2 and then go into the end zone. Fox got too much of it. 35-yard kick. They'll bring it back on the touchback to the 20-yard line with 4:43 remaining in the opening quarter. 7-0 the score. The Bruins leading it over the Spartans, and back comes the Homestead offense.
Yeah, Homestead's got to get a little rhythm going. KSI was pretty hot coming into the end of the season, and thus far he's been off target on every pass except for that first one to Skoranek, and they haven't really got their run game going yet.
From their own 20.
Northrop's defense has played
very well so far. And up until that last possession, their offensive line had played well, but Homestead had the best of them on that last possession. Drew Kazai lines up the Spartans. They trail at 7-0, 4:43 remaining in the first quarter. Durnell, the lone back, a slot each side, and the give to Durnell. Right up the middle, Durnell takes it out to the 23, 3-yard gain. For Landon Durnell, you talked about the fact that Durnell got a break last week. He was injured in the middle of the year and missed a game, so he should be pretty fresh. Durnell is a senior, 5'7", 185-pound running back. 2nd down, 7. And they'll fake the jet sweep. Kazai, a keeper. He just basically dives forward, a lunge out to about the 24, but very little gain on that play, if any gain at all. Yeah, it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long.
I think that was number 49 for Northrop that was in there. Although there's no number 49, maybe it was 59. I can't tell the numbers on their jerseys. Tavion Johnson, again, maybe was in there on that stop.
3rd down and almost 7. The ball is at their own 24-yard line. We'll call it 6. They need the 30. Here's Kreider on an underneath. He catches it right at the 30, but I think where he fell down, the ball just shy of the stripe, and they have to hit the 30 for the first down. It'll be short by about half the length of a football.
And they want the clock running.
And this would be a big play because it's 4th down. You got to assume perhaps quarterback sneak, but if Northrop can come up with a stop and it's 4th down and about 6 inches from just inside their own 30. The Spartans will go for it, and Kazai will get, no, he's going to back off.
Pistol.
Shotgun. Yeah, he'll go pistol. Jonah Watson, a lead blocker. The running back fell. Now Kazai runs for his life and he escapes. 35, 40, 45, 50, and now he might be gone. It's a sprint down the sideline. The 20, the 15. Finally, he's knocked out of bounds. He gets inside the 10.
Wow.
A busted play as Kazai went to give it to Durnell. The feet went out from under Durnell. He fell down. Kazai had to just take off for his life and ends up turning it into a huge gain. They'll sit him inside the 5 at the 4-yard line, 1st and goal, Spartans.
Wow, that went from we've got him stopped to a huge play. What a momentum turner for Homestead.
That is a 66-yard gain. It is 1st and goal. Homestead looking to tie it up. They'll go jet sweep. Watson to the right side. Goes for the end zone. Touchdown, Jonah Watson from 4 yards out. And the Spartans an extra point away from tying it with 2:49 left here in the first quarter. What a turn of events.
Amazing 80-yard drive just like that.
It's now on to try to tack on the extra point. Trying to check numbers. See if it's Noah Nepper.
46.
Yep. Noah Nepper will try to add it on. He's a sophomore kicker. It's down, kicks up, and it is good. So a tie game. 7-7, 2:49 to play, first quarter. And a big break for Homestead, turning a busted play into a 66-yard gain. That made it 1st and goal from the 4, where Watson jet sweeps the 4-yard touchdown run, and now it's tied up 7-7, and now you got a big change of momentum and another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, be sure you get your next car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. It's best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. Well, we'll keep it here after the kick because the Homestead Spartans are going to be set to kick this back to Northrop. But, Ryan, it'll be real interesting to see how Northrop responds. They've had the momentum throughout this first quarter. One big play by Homestead, and that could all change.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, that, like I said, they want to keep it close. Now, I mean, they are close right now, but that momentum you could certainly feel on that play right there totally shift the other direction.
Coming up after the game, we'll be out at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. Join us. From 9:30 to 11, Tom Franklin will be in for Dean Jackson, giving us all the scores, highlights, and analysis of tonight's first round of sectional football from around Northeast Indiana. Here's the kick, a little punch kick, high in the air but not very deep. It's going to be taken at the 25-30, near sideline 35, knocked out of bounds, somewhere near the 37-yard line. For the Bruins, it looked like Ty Smith on the return. It will be 1st and 10 for Northrop, somewhere near the 38-yard line, and 2:45 to play here in the opening quarter. Now what the Bruins can do. They've run the football pretty effectively early. I think Homestead got caught on their heels. I think they got caught flat those first couple of possessions when Northrop was able to take the first possession, 4 plays, go down and score, and take a 7-0 lead. Now Homestead, the big break, with the long run on a busted play, and now they've got a tie game 7-7. Let's see how Northrop responds. Shanley with play action will look to throw, drops in the pocket. Here comes the rush. He tries to escape, and he's going to be taken down at the 32-yard line. 2 Spartans got into the backfield and brought down Shanley for a loss of about 5 yards.
And there was nobody open downfield. Absolutely. I mean, if he had a little more time, he had a guy that kind of broke free late against Skowronek, but Homestead's definitely adjusted on defense now.
2nd and 16. It's a 6-yard loss on the sack. Now the ball's on the right hash. Shanley shotgun. 2 receivers wide each side. Handoff up the middle to Ash. Gets it across the 35 to the 36. So he picks up 4 of the yards back. It'll be 3rd down and 12. And the Spartans defense right now wants a 3 and out. Try to force Northrop to punt the ball right back to the Spartans with a tie game 7-7.
I'm surprised Northrop hasn't gone back to that running play where they bring Bracer around from his other side, and that really had opened up some quite large holes earlier.
From their own 36, the Bruins. 3rd down and 12. The 48 gives them the first down. Ball's on the right hash. 2 receivers each side. Play action. Shanley from the pocket. Looks left. Throws it deep sideline. He's got a man open, and it's just over his head at the 41. I think he might have been looking for Waffle again over on that far sideline. I'm trying to check the number. But he lobbed it out there. And
number 11.
It's number 11. I don't know if that's 11 or 81. Some of the numbers are hard to read, and we see 81. Him here on the sideline, and it is number 81. That's Ben Aruza.
Yeah,
but an incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 12, and from their own 36, Northrop's going to have the punt. Cameron Fox on to kick. Here's the boot, almost blocked, and then Fox got knocked down. There's the flag. That's going to be a roughing the kicker. The ball's grabbed at about the 17. Anderson takes the return to the 25, but the flag in the backfield is going to be a personal foul. Roughing the kicker called against Homestead. Northrop will get a first down, and could this be a break for Northrop to try to get some momentum back? A 15-yarder will be a first down out near midfield.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a big turn of events for Northrop. You know, they haven't had much going in their that drive and the drive before, but now they got some help. Homestead, I thought, was going to block it. I'm not sure how they missed the punt there. Both guys looked like it went right through their hands. But again,
they'll sit the ball at the Homestead 49, where it's 1st and 10 for Northrop. 1:14 remaining opening quarter. A tie game, 7-7. You wonder if Northrop will come back to that pass play.
Yeah, I agree with you
because
on that.
They really had Aruza wide open. The defense got sucked up, and they kind of ran a crisscross over on that side, and the defense both came up to the up man, and Aruza ran past him, but Shanley just a little too strong, missed him. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 49. They'll fake the handoff, and then it'll be a keeper for Shanley up the middle, hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's pushed backwards, no gain.
Yeah,
ran right into a wall, including the linebacker Jack Northquist, a senior, 5'10", 225, who makes the stop.
I'm not sure that's a play you want to run a lot with him, with your quarterback Shanley running the ball, because he's really the only guy you've got right now that can throw passes.
2nd down and 10. Ball sitting just inside Homestead's 49. From the right hash, Shanley has a single back to his right shoulder. Jason Ash, drop in the pocket. Shanley looks to throw. Right side short. Ball is caught by Dickinson at the Homestead 42.5. That's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down, but about a 4.5, 5-yard gain. They'll say it's just inside the 43. 3rd down, long 3 facing the Northrop Bruins.
That play seems to work. They've run it 3 times and hit that short guy underneath. When he steps into the ball and throws it, he's got a cannon for an arm. He's sure on the baseball team.
Last 5 seconds of our quarter. They line up quickly. Now they look to the sideline, and the clock will run out on our first quarter. The Bruins and the Spartans all tied up 7-7 after 1. We'll take a break. We'll come back with quarter number 2 here at Spooler Stadium. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
For 16 years, Northeast Indiana finds the best deals on quality previously owned vehicles at Best Deal Auto Sales. Reliable vehicles offered at or below wholesale prices. The selection is great and the deals are even better at any of the Best Deal Auto Sales 4 Northeast Indiana locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. Best Deal Auto Sales. BestDealAutoSalesOnline.com.
Here's a money-saving tip from Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Exposed attic ceiling joists and ductwork, or new snow that quickly melts off your roof, means you need to add insulation. We'll fill empty sidewall cavities with insulation, even through masonry, aluminum, or vinyl siding with no unsightly holes. Plus, we'll seal your crawl space with urethane foam for a total insulation package. Call Momper now for a free, no-obligation energy analysis of your home.
It's high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Northrop has the ball starting the second quarter at the Homestead 43. 3rd down, long 3. Shotgun snap. Shanley gives it off to Ash. He escapes a tackler in the backfield. Ash is inside the 40, and he muscles to the 38 or 39 where he'll have a first down. And the last 3 yards was all effort by the Northrop senior running back, Jason Ash.
That was all him because they actually had an arm tackle on him in the backfield. He broke through it and got to his big guy, Braster, there. And he blocks out the sun, Brett.
Yeah.
He is a big offensive lineman.
300-pounder, 6'3", a junior, working in that Northrop offensive line. 1st and 10 Bruins. They have it at the Homestead 38-yard line. Just underway in the second quarter. 7-7 is the score. Bruins trying to give the Spartans a shock. You talked about it pregame, Ryan. We mentioned it with Jim Shevlin. If the Bruins can stay close in this, put pressure on the Spartans down the stretch, they'll set up a screen play. Perfect call because it was a blitz up the middle on the bubble. Ball's caught, taken to the 35. Homestead recovered quickly.
There might be a
but you would
down.
think that's almost a perfect play to flip it out to the wide receiver bubble screen when the Spartans are blitzing, and we do have a player down on the field.
And that is Braster. He got hit by his wide receiver on that play. Who caught that
Trying
ball.
to lead block, and the wide receiver went down and rolled into him, and he is down. And the trainers will have to come out and look at him. Nico Braster is currently down on the Nico Braster is down on the field, and they'll look at him. 11:18 remaining second quarter. 7-7 the score, and as they check on him, we'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
Now back to high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Nico Braster makes it under his own power to the Northrop sideline. That's a good sign. The Bruins, though, lose an important offensive lineman, at least for this play. 2nd down, 7. The ball is sitting at the 35 of Homestead. Northrop and the Spartans tied 7-7. 11-11, and the clock's running here in the second quarter. Man in motion from the right slot, goes across formation to the left. They'll option back to the right. There's the pitch to Ash, turns the corner on the short side of the field and takes it for a couple of yards. Give him the 33-yard line. That'll be a 2-yard gain, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 5.
The answer is, on that play, they just went away from where Nico was at. They just went the other way to see what happened, and it was a good gain there. You know, the winner of this gets the winner of Carroll and Warsaw, and Carroll's up big early.
Benaruza comes in with the play. Northrop does huddle. So many teams now going with that no-huddle offense, but we do see the Bruins huddle, but then they break it into the spread formation. 2 receivers, wide each side, single back, and play action. Rolling left, setting up the pocket, throwing deep and over everyone's head at the 5-yard line. There's a flag in the backfield, and it's going to be a hold called against the Northrop Bruins. The flag sitting just inside the 40. So the flag about 5 yards or 6 yards deep in the backfield, Ryan. It's a spot foul.
Yeah, and you're going to move them back on this play.
And you're going to send it back 10 yards, almost to midfield, and make them replay the 3rd down. It'll be 3rd down, about 21.
Yeah, I think the wide receiver for North at that time ran the wrong route. Remember, it looked like 81, Benaruza again. He was looking deep for him down the seam, and he didn't continue that route.
10 minutes, 17 seconds remain in the second quarter. Northrop 7, Homestead 7. We're tied, and Northrop now with a 3rd down and 21 from the Homestead 49. Coming in to bring in the play from Jason Dorfler on the near sideline for Northrop. Ty Smith takes it out to the huddle. And again, for Northrop, they've just got to look to get this into a manageable down and distance to go for it on 4th down. Shotgun snap, Shanley. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Shanley throws deep right side. Double coverage. on the intended receiver, Jordan Dickinson, and it'll be an incomplete pass. Brings up a 4th down, and from midfield, Jason Dorfler has no choice but to send out the punting unit.
Yeah, and if he would have looked over the middle, he had Ty Smith running wide open as soon as he came out of his break, and he locked on Dickinson and overthrew him on that play. And now Homestead has a chance to get some fairly decent starting field position.
Vince Skoranek is dropping back. I believe that's Skoranek or Anderson. I know Anderson is often the man back deep. It is Matt Anderson going back deep, standing at his own 15. The snap, Fox will catch it and kick it away. And a high pop-up, not deep at all. Goes straight up in the air, big bounce at the 28, and it goes out of bounds. So that'll only be a 21-yard kick by Cameron Fox. He's an experienced punter. You don't expect to see a pop-up like that, but the Spartans no return. They'll start 1st and 10 at their 28. On comes the offense led by Drew Kazai. Again, Homestead beat the Northrop Bruins 42-16 a week ago. Certainly not the same situation tonight, tied at 7. Just over 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Kazai has the ball on the left hash. 3 receivers wide, the slots to the right, and it's play action. And then Kazai, keeper, round the right end, cuts it upfield at the numbers, outside the 35, taken down to the 39. Well, that's almost 11 yards for Kazai. It didn't look like there was that big a gap, but a nice run and a 1st down for the Homestead Spartans.
Yeah, you got a good block by Ben Skoranek on that. Number 42 for Northrop. Dorman there, he was looking for a hold, and he may have had a good gripe there with the officials.
From their own 39, 1st and 10 Spartans, tie game. Fake the jet sweep, up the middle, Kazai, across the 45, and finally taken down as he hits midfield. Another 11 yards for Drew Kazai, and another 1st down for the Homestead Spartans. And again, coming up and making the tackle, Tavon Johnson for the Northrop Bruins, but not before Kazai picks up back-to-back 11-yard gains.
And now Homestead starting to control both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Right on the midfield stripe. 1st and 10, Spartans. Handoff, running back Durnell. He picks a hole up the middle, puts the pads down, and inside the 45 to the 43 goes Landon Durnell, a 7-yard gain. No, they'll put him down at the 44 for 6. And you're right, Ryan, they're starting to pick apart this Northrop defense, and the offensive line for Homestead is starting to take over in the trenches.
Especially right up the middle. Joey Books.
Well, you look at the center for the Spartans, and he is a monster. There's the snap, give to the running back Durnell. He breaks away from an arm tackle, the 45. He's inside the 40, taken down at the 37. Well, Durnell will get another 1st down. The chains will move. Spartans looking very good on the ground, and it's interesting, all the talk over the past years is that the Homestead offense is not geared to grind it out at this time of year, but right now they're showing they can run the football and they can play some old-fashioned 3 yards in the cloud of dust type of offense.
Little Belmont action.
We're used to that. We saw it last week. It is a 1st down at the Northrop 37-yard line for the Homestead Spartans. The clock runs under 8 minutes, 20 seconds to play here in the second quarter. From the right hash, man in motion, cross formation, Fitzharris, play action, they'll throw deep. Kazai looking, man-to-man coverage going up, nearly picking it off. The safety for the Bruins. The ball underthrown, it's incomplete. But Northrop had Shaitan Vaughn, I believe it was, right there, a chance to pick it off.
Yeah, very close. He just underthrew it a little bit. If he goes, 2 yards further, it's probably a touchdown.
And it was all man-to-man.
Yeah.
So Vaughn did a nice job staying with the receiver. I think the intended target might have been Kreider down deep. 2nd down and 10. Back at the 37 we go. 7-7 game. 8 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second. Ball's on the right hash, and they throw to the slot receiver. Fitzharris dropped it. He was the slot to the left, and they threw it to him quickly before he even headed upfield. But the problem was he took his eyes off it and started to look upfield before the ball was in his grasp, and it's an incomplete pass. So it'll be a 3rd down now for Homestead. Northrop needing a stop here.
Yeah, it'd be a big stop for them, but I'm watching over here that, well, on this side this time, Skowronek had single coverage on him, and they neglected to see that.
Again, 4 wide, and this time it'll be a quarterback draw. Kazai, 35, breaks away from one, cuts left, 30, 25, 20, drags tacklers all the way inside the 15, close to the 12 or 13-yard line. Big gain for Kazai, another first down for the Spartans.
Yeah, he just waited for that hole to open up on the left side, and when it did, I think he's very quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I think some of the linebackers are underestimating his speed. Wow, that was
the interesting thing, Ryan, is you've got a Homestead team that we talked about it and joked a little bit that they usually are spread them out and throw the ball around, and you almost can't help yourself if you're a Homestead coach. You're so used to the play calls or to the pass calls. They went to the pass, ineffective on a couple of plays, and then Kazai, another big run. And they'll keep on the ground. Durnell around the left end. He's got a first down inside the 5, and he tries to get it all the way to the goal line, and he's just short. Durnell will come up about a yard short, where it'll be first and goal for the Homestead Spartans.
Yeah, and he needs to buy dinner for his tight end that time, and that was Ben Skowronek. Went over there in a down position, was able to seal off that whole left side for him to run around, and boy, Homestead looking really good on the ground
and doing it on the ground. The only plays they didn't advance the football, a couple of pass plays. They'll overload the line to the right. The ball's on the left hash. Durnell, the lone back under center, is Kazai. Handoff goes to Durnell. He heads for the goal line, and he's short. I don't think he got in, and a flag came flying in from the line judge near the line of scrimmage, and it's a hold that's going to be called against Homestead. No, face mask called against the Bruins. A face mask against Northrop. Now, you know what, Ryan, if you're ever going to do it, I guess do it there, because it's not an automatic first down. You're only going to put it half the distance from the 1, so it goes from the 1-yard line to the half-yard line. It's a half-yard penalty. They will replay the down, which means it's first and goal now from about the half-yard line or somewhere near the 1.
See if they do. Oh, Kazai is going to be in the.
Now go shotgun. Offset I, man in motion across formation is Fitzharris. He gets a jet sweep, heads for the corner pylon, and he gets there. Touchdown, Homestead Spartans. Connor Fitzharris, a 1-yard run. They go jet sweep from the 1, and Fitzharris beats everybody to the corner. 13-7, Spartans lead it. 7:08 remaining first quarter, and now Nepper will come on to try to tack on the extra point. Connor Fitzharris, who just scored the touchdown, will hold. Here's the snap, the set, the kick is up. Not a very good kick, and it shanks to the left, and it's no good. 7:08 remains in our first half, and now the Homestead Spartans have put 13 straight up on the Northrop Bruins and now lead it 13-7. And another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, choose a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. It's our Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
Welcome to Friday Night Football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Homestead now with their first lead, 13-7 over the Northrop Bruins. 7:08 remaining in our second quarter, and now the Spartans to kick off. What wind we have coming out of the northeast, and Homestead going into it here in this quarter. The kick taken at the 7, the 10, the 15, 20, heading toward the left across the field, 25, 30 near sideline, wrapped up, taken out of bounds as he crosses the 35. Nice return, and I believe that is Keyshawn Edwards who had the return for the Bruins. He's just a sophomore, 5'7", 155-pounder. A nice 33-yard return will set up Northrop just outside their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, great return for Northrop. Gives them a little room to play with here. But they got Nico, their big offensive lineman, I believe, is back in the game. So that's a good sign for Northrop that they got the big boy right back in there.
Now Northrop trailing for the first time, 13-7. 1st and 10 from their own 36. On the left hash, Garrett Shanley, 5 yards deep. Again, Mike Snyder, his favorite target this year, is out injured. Elbow injury. He's in a sling and not dressed on the sideline. They'll give to the back, and it's Jason Ash. He carries it behind his right side of the line and gets no gain. Wrapped up at the 36. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. And again, the Spartans, after being pushed around a little bit early in the game, they have now started to stand tall on both sides of the football.
Yeah, more negative plays for Northrop now than positive on the ground. But I still think you got to work Ash all over the place. He's a strong runner.
He's a workhorse. 116 carries coming into tonight. 581 yards on the year. He averages 5 yards a carry. Shotgun, option. Shanley, the fake pitch, and then cuts it upfield, but he'll have no gain. And again, defended pretty well by the Homestead Spartans. Aaron Niedzwecki.
All right.
Something like that. Sophomore lineman came up, made a hit. And it will be 3rd down now and 10 from the 36. 4 wide, 2 each side, single back. Shanley shotgun. Hard count. Now he'll step aside, call out a play. Might be an audible. Here comes the blitz. They'll blitz up the middle. Shanley, quick throw, right flat ball, right in the hands of his intended receiver, Ben Aruza. He dropped it, and he would have had a 1st down had he made the catch and turned it upfield because he was uncovered.
Yeah.
And a beautiful throw by Shanley. The right play call against the blitz. They had man-to-man Aruza matched up against the linebacker, but the incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 10, and on comes Cameron Fox again to punt for Northrop.
Yeah, and it looks like Anderson's back there one more time. You see last defensive series for Homestead. They did not have Skoranek out there, so they got ahead and took him out.
Matt Anderson back. Here's the kick. End over end will bounce at the Homestead 35 and roll inside the 35 to about the 33. That's a 31-yard kick, no return. The Homestead Spartans will start 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. 5:26 remaining first half. And now the Spartans trying to pad a 13-7 lead.
And this game's moving right along. We've only got 5 minutes to go. Haven't even played 45 minutes yet. So this game's more running than we thought.
Yeah, well, Homestead started to find that they can establish the run. They're going to stick with it. From the left hash, Drew Kazai. The lone back is Landon Durnell. Watson the slot to the left. Fitzharris the slot to the right. Wide right, Skoranek. Wide left is Austin Kreider. Homestead skill players, at least in the receiving positions, have stayed pretty healthy this year, and there's flags on the snap. The whistles blow, and it's offside against Northrop. 5-yard penalty be marched off against the Northrop Bruins. Coming up at halftime, Bryce Vance will have scores, although they might be like first quarter scores for most of the games because most of the action just finishing up the first quarter while we're approaching halftime here at Spooler Stadium. 5:26 remaining in our second quarter. Homestead with the football, leading 13-7 over Northrop. The Bruins on the first possession of the game went down the field and scored to take a 7-0 lead. But now Homestead's made some adjustments, playing better, and they've reeled off 13 straight to lead it. Here's a read option. Kazai will keep it and follow the blocking for 11 yards, or rather about 6 or 7 yards out to the 45-yard line. It's enough for a 1st down because it was a 1st and 5 following the offside penalty. So a 1st and 10 for Homestead at their own 45-yard line.
Books and Daniels on the tackle that time for Northrop. Kazai got to be getting close to over 100 yards here in the first half.
Man in motion, Watson left to right. They'll fake it to him. Now Kazai throwing deep, going for Skoranek. Double covered well downfield and an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they had some they got a rush on him that time. Yep. He had to throw it just a little bit earlier. In fact, I think he might have hit his hand.
And Joey Books, a name that we've mentioned a few times, again on the coverage with Skoranek, and he was with him stride for stride all the way down the field.
Yeah, they had him inside and out covered, and The number 1 there, he was open. Fitzharris was running down just behind him, came out of the backfield, who's a little better option, but trying to loosen up that defense once again is Homestead.
And Ashton Seeney, a corner, was also in on the coverage. It brings up a 2nd down and 10 from the 45. Play action. And Kazai throws. Has a man, Skoranek at the 44, near sideline 40. 35, spinning inside the 30. Taken down to the open field by Books at the 29. But another good gain. That one for 26 yards, and it's a first down for the Spartans at the Northrop 29-yard line, and we've got whistles, and the officials will stop the clock. Might have an injured Spartan, and it is, or an injured Bruin, and it is going to be Ashton Seeney, the 6', 155-pound junior corner, who will hobble over here to the near sideline.
Yeah, and Jalen Daniels, one of their linebackers, fell into him right at the end of the play, right into his knee.
Now this will be interesting. Skoranek is going to be matched up against the new corner who just came in. You've got to think that Kazai has noticed. Skoranek alone to the right sideline. Read option. They'll give it to the running back, Durnell. Spins inside the 20. Stays on his feet inside the 15 to the 14. 16 yards for Landon Durnell. Hard-earned yards, but he keeps breaking away from tackles. We know that Northrop's had some defensive troubles, Ryan, and part of it tonight, they just are not tackling.
Yeah, and that was Presley that time. The freshman running back was in there, number 28.
Oh, 28, not 38. So it is Jordan Presley, the freshman, 5'9", 160. Took that ball inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Homestead Spartans. Always tough when you put a new running back in. It's got one of the numbers the same and is built about the same. And again, Presley up the middle, takes it inside the 10 to the 9. 5 yards right up the middle for Jordan Presley, the freshman. And the Spartans now have it 2nd down. They'll sit it just inside the 10, call it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Homestead just really dominating up front. And whenever you see Skoranek go down as a tight end, you're pretty sure it's going to be a run.
Ball is at the 9. Shotgun, Kazai again gives to Presley. That time the Bruins came up and hit Presley for no gain. Goes down at the 9-yard line. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, it was Heath Alt on the tackle right there.
3:25. The clock's running here late in the first half. Homestead trying to add to a 13-7 lead in the red zone at the Northrop 9-yard line, facing a 3rd down and 5.
See if they throw the fade here to Skoranek, because he's got single coverage.
Single coverage, and they'll come up tight on him at the line of scrimmage. Roll to the right, looking is Kazai, and he does throw it to Skoranek. He'll take it to the corner, touchdown. Caught it at about the 4, turned, and won the sprint to the pylon. Touchdown pass, Kazai to Skoranek, and the Spartans extend their lead 19-7 with 3:02 remaining in the second quarter. Touchdown drive. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, get that next car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. Nepper will try to tack on a point. Shank, the last one to the left. This time he kicks it up, splits the uprights. It's good. And the Spartans lead at 20-7 with 3:02 remaining in the first half. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Just like filling a medication prescription from your doctor, you have the right to choose who provides your physical therapy. And IPT accepts all insurance coverage. IPT is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and offers same-day appointments. With 14 conveniently located clinics, go to indianapt.com to find a clinic near you. Contact Indiana Physical Therapy to start your therapy today. Celebrating 27 years in business, Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy. Call 260-209-2464 or visit indianapt.com.
It's high school football presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Early on, the Northrop Bruins came out and showed some inspired football. They took a 7-0 lead on the first drive of the game. Since then, the Spartans have run off 20 straight points, now lead at 20-7 with 3:02 remaining in the first half. Northrop needs to have a big play, find some way to stop this Homestead momentum. Northrop will get the ball to start the second half. Homestead got the opening kickoff. Here's Knepper's kick, a deep kick, and it's taken from the 6. No, it's dropped, goes back into the end zone, and then that'll ought to be an automatic touchback, so it'll come out to the 20. Ball's dead once it rolls across the plane of the goal line, so touchback. Northrop starts at their own 20, 1st and 10, trailing 20-7, 2:59 on the clock.
Yeah, a couple score updates. Carroll's now up 28-0 over Warsaw, and Woodland is now up 21-0. So the 9-0. I think Woodland's a dark horse to get to the state.
They will run into Eastbrook should they get through the sectional. They'll run into Eastbrook, I believe, in the regional.
Yeah.
And Eastbrook, a very good football team.
I think they're number 1, aren't they?
Might very well be.
Yeah.
Undefeated. 20-7 our score here. Northrop takes over, trailing by 13. Shanley, a little comeback route on the far sideline. It's caught at the 27, and then taking it out of bounds as he crosses the 35 is Dickinson. First down, a 15-yard gain, and again, they took advantage of the cushion, that prevent type coverage. That cover 2 where you your corners give cushion, and that time Dickinson went 5 yards, turned around, but he made the catch in space and was able to just sprint down the sideline for good yards after the catch. Handoff up the middle goes to Jason Ash. He'll take it out to about the 38, maybe a 3-yard gain.
Near the 40-yard line?
Well, no. The line judge on this side had it at the 38. They sat the ball on the 40 then. So I guess we'll give him 5 yards.
I'm really impressed with Jason Ash. He really runs hard. You know, and he's fast, he's shifty, and he's able to find those holes in there. I'm sure that time Shanley saw Skoranek roll over the top over there to protect his corner.
20-7 is our score. Play action, they fake the sweep. Now Shanley throws over the middle, and jumping the route was Anderson. It forced Shanley to throw high to his intended receiver, Tyree Washington, incomplete. But if he'd have thrown it accurate, if he'd have thrown it accurate, Anderson was jumping the route and taking it for a pick 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure if his first option was to throw it to Jason Nash on that, but 2 Homestead guys hitting pretty hard coming out of the backfield. Nowhere to go. Now Homestead's got to, or Northrop, do you look to run here to try to keep the clock running?
3rd down and 5. They have the ball at their own 40. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left before halftime. Northrop is down 20-7. They will get the second half kickoff. 4 wide, 2 each side. The back, Ash gets the handoff up the middle, across the 40. Muscling it out to the 42, 43. They'll sit it at the 42. It'll be a 4th down, and a timeout's going to be called by Chad Zolman, trying to preserve as much clock as he can with 2:02 remaining in our first half. 20-7, Homestead leads, and now with 4th down and 3 facing the Northrop Bruins. Northrop's going to send out their punter when we come back from the timeout. It is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
We're back to the field, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
2:02 remaining in the first half. Northrop lines up to punt with 4th and 3 from their own 42-yard line. There's the snap back deep to Cameron Fox, who kicks it away. High kick. Anderson signals fair catch and gets it at the 25. A 32-yard kick by Cameron Fox with no return. Spartans will have it at their own 25-yard line. They've got 1 minute, 54 seconds before halftime, and they lead it 20-7 over the Northrop Bruins.
I thought maybe Northrop might think about a fake there just before halftime, but I think Homestead was thinking the same thing because they lined up in a regular old defense right there and just left their defensive back out there to catch the ball in his zone. So
Spartans with Drew Kazai at quarterback. Trying to see the back in the backfield and if they've brought back Durnell or the freshman, and it looks like the freshman is back there in the backfield. So they stick with Jordan Presley as the back. Kazai throwing, and he's going to throw deep. Kreider left sideline midfield. It's off his fingertips, incomplete. Austin Kreider, the intended receiver. And Kazai just about a yard or two too strong because they did have Kreider on that sprint down the sideline open.
Yeah, that time he read the defense perfectly, saw where the man-to-man coverage was on that side, and just maybe a half yard too far.
Sometimes you wonder if you just want to lay it up there a little bit and let your receiver run to it and maybe have more margin of error than what he's got by throwing a strong dart, but there is a little bit of wind that Homestead's going into. 2nd down and 10. They set up a bubble screen. Caught by Kreider at the 25. Kind of dances his way through traffic out to the 30, picking up 5 yards. And it'll be a 3rd down and 5 for Homestead. Under a minute and a half to play. And Jason Dorfler not taking a timeout, so it tells you kind of what he thinks of his defense right there. He's not real sure they can come up with a 3rd down stop.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought he might do it there, but
Homestead is going to burn some of the clock. Down to a minute 12. 10 seconds on the play clock when they snap it. Kazai looks, throws, and it is caught for a 1st down. Kreider, 35-40, 45-50, and he finally gets chased out of bounds as he gets into Northrop territory at the 48-yard line.
Well, that was just a little down and out route that he ran there that was right on target, and he broke a tackle. He was off to the races. Now
22 yards on that play, and now the clock stops after Kreider stepped out of bounds. 1:03 left in the half. Homestead trying to add to a 20-7 lead from the left hash. Kreider rolls to the right. He's looking. Now he's throwing, and his receiver fell down, but they'll say there was contact, and the flag comes in. Man-to-man, he was trying to target Skoranek, and it was man-to-man coverage by Ashton Seeney. Seeney arguing the play, saying it was incidental. That Skoranek went to cut to the sideline, and they just kind of tangled feet, and Skoranek went down, and now the officials will at least discuss it. There's a flag laying at the 30.
Yeah, I think Skoranek's feet just came out from underneath him, and down he went. I don't think there was any penalty on that.
They wave the flag off. So no flag. They wave it off and comes back. So an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10, but the clock did stop at 56 seconds. Homestead the ball at the Northrop 48. Homestead already leading at 20-7. They've scored the last 20 points in the game. Kazai throws, far sideline, caught at the 40. A nice spin move, trying to get 1st down yardage, very close.
He did.
And that's Watson, Jonah Watson with the catch, and they will give him the 1st down near the Northrop 37-yard line. An 11-yard gain. The chains move. The clock stops long enough to move the chains, and then Homestead will go ahead and use one of their timeouts. So 47 seconds remaining in our first half. 20-7 the score. Homestead the football, 1st and 10 at the Northrop 37-yard line, and we'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Come on, Mom. I'll be late for school.
Coming! With a job, a family, and managing my asthma, I can't afford to get sick. So when my doctor told me vaccines could help protect me against serious diseases like whooping cough and pneumococcal disease, I got vaccinated.
Mom!
Nothing's gonna slow me down.
Don't wait. Vaccinate. It's one more thing you can do to stay healthy. To learn more, talk to your healthcare professional. Go to cdc.gov/vaccines or call 1-800-CDC-INFO.
Let's send it back to the field. Presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
We've got 47 seconds remaining in the second quarter here at Spoolers Stadium with Ryan Dellinger. I am Brett Rump. Our studio engineer is Bryce Vance. We'll hear from Bryce coming up here at halftime with area scores. Homestead the lead, 20-7, and the football 1st and 10 at Northrop's 37-yard line. Drew Kazai gets the snap, drops, throws, far side, and Kreider tiptoes the sideline, kept his feet in, an 11-yard gain down to the 26, a 1st down for the Homestead Spartans.
Wow, if you were looking for some scoring, it looks like it's 40-20 in the first game. with Northwestern, correct?
Oh, Luers up 40-20.
Already, 9:22 left in the second quarter. Unlike Southside and Marion.
From the 26, a roll to the right, Kazai flips it. Man-to-man at the goal line. Skoranek goes up, and it's knocked away. Good defense. Again, it's man-to-man downfield by Ashton Sini. And Sini, 6 foot 155. He's got the height, Ryan. We see a lot of 5'7", 5'8" corners.
Yes, we do.
Sini at 6 foot, matching up with the 6'4" Skoranek, but he's able to go up and get those jump balls. That is all that happened there. Kazai just lobbed it up to the goal line, and they went up, and Sini tipped it away.
Most of the time it works for him because he's so much bigger than everybody.
32 seconds left. Second down and 10. Throw over the middle, and it's in the hands of Sini on a slant route, and he dropped it.
Yeah.
I think he was surprised the ball came to Skoranek, the intended receiver, but what an assignment for Ashton Sini to be matched up with one of the top receivers, not only in the Summit Athletic Conference, but perhaps the region and the state, heading to Northwestern to continue his college career.
It looked like he just stopped running his route on that.
Yeah, Sini had him cut off. No chance to get a completion, and Sini cut him off, and then the ball actually was in right in Sini's hands. Third down, little lob, and it's dropped by the back out of the backfield. That's the freshman. He came out of the backfield, kind of swung out to the left, and then headed downfield just as Kazai tossed it over to him, and he dropped it on the run. And it's going to be a fourth down with the 22 seconds remaining in the half. Fourth down and 10. The ball at the 26 of Northrop. Homestead lines up quickly to go for it.
Wow, I wonder if Darnell is injured again, because he hasn't been
he's
for
been
quite
out
a while. And there was a lot of green grass.
And I think we're going to have a timeout on this fourth. Northrop wants to call a timeout. Jason Dorfler saw the alignment and then decided he's going to take a timeout, give his defense a break, and maybe prepare them for what to expect here in this fourth down play with 22 seconds remaining in the half. Northrop will get the second half kick. They'll have the first possession of the second half. They want to stay where they're at. They're down a couple of scores, 20-7. 22 ticks left here in the first half.
I see that Austin Mack has already scored 4 touchdowns tonight, and we're only not even close to being to halftime. So maybe a big night for him to say, hey, I want to be Mr. Football of Indiana.
It's going away party, really, for high school football in Indiana, heading to Ohio State next year. So Homestead looking to go for it here on this fourth down at Northrop's 26-yard line. And right now both teams huddled up with their head coaches. Chad Zolman in his 12th year looking for his 100th win as a Homestead coach. Talking to his Spartans. Near sideline, it's Jason Dorfler talking to his all-orange clad Northrop Bruins squad. Jason Dorfler, just 2 years as the head man. Now, Jason played at Concordia, I believe a 2006 graduate, or perhaps the last year he played was 2006.
And they were good behind him.
Very good team. Of course, Dean Dorfler was the athletic director at Concordia, was the coach then. Here's the fourth down play. Kazai throw over the middle. It's completed against man-to-man. Kreider, the catch at the 10. He sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Homestead. 17 seconds remaining. What a play. Coach Zolman knew there'd be man-to-man, and nobody can keep up with Kreider. Touchdown, 26 yards. And now it's 26-7. Spartans, they got a chance to tack on the extra point.
Wow, just like that, a blink of an eye, they're right down there again scoring.
Kreider is so fast, might be one of the fastest receivers in the area. Here's the snap. Fitzharris the set, and the kick by Nepper is good. 27-7, 17 seconds remaining in the first half. Another scoring drive from Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, choose a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. We'll be back. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
Let's see. Age, sex, male. Diseases you're at risk for. Flu, whooping cough, pneumococcal disease.
Vaccines can protect you from serious diseases adults can be at risk for. And the older you get, the more serious they could be.
Shingles.
Take the quiz at cdc.gov/vaccines to learn more. Or call 1-800-CDC-INFO. Then talk with your healthcare professional. Don't wait. Vaccinate.
It's high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Homestead extends their lead to 27-7 with 17 seconds left here in the second quarter. With Ryan Dellinger, I am Brett Rump at Spooler Stadium. Homestead looking to advance into a 6A championship game next week in Sectional 3, where they'll play the winner of Carroll and Warsaw, and it was all Chargers early. We'll get updated on scores here coming up at halftime from our studio engineer, Bryce Vance. A squib kick bounces its way down to about the 15. The return right up the middle of the field, across the 30, near the 33-yard line. 12 seconds left, and Northrop starts from their own 33, down by 20. Northrop scored on their first possession. They drove right down the field and took a 7-0 lead. Since then, Homestead now has put up 27 straight.
Yeah, Homestead figured it out just after they scored, and it's really been all Homestead here. I would assume Northrop might just take a knee here and go into the locker room, but nope, they're going to spread it out.
They are going to spread it. Might go for it.
What do they have?
Throw it up.
Really?
Why not? 12 seconds left. Your season's on the line. You're down by 20. Shanley. Well, and instead they will give it to the back of the middle. Ash, he's got space across the 40, 45, breaks a tackle, and in midfield he's chased down from behind and tackled as he falls forward into Homestead territory at the 48. Well, a nice run that time. 5 seconds still remain, and now the question is, can Shanley throw up a Hail Mary and get it all the way to the end zone?
Well, he's going to have to roll out and get away from pressure and see if they have time to do it here.
And 50 yards would be a pretty good throw for a high school quarterback, somewhere in that 50 to 55-yard range. That's kind of topping out for a high school quarterback. He's got a little wind at his back, and the ball is at the Homestead 48. There's a timeout on the field with 5 seconds remaining.
And Coach Dorf was like telling the receiver, right, run as far as you can
run.
As far
as you can go,
and catch the ball.
So send one guy deep in the end zone.
Are they trying a field goal?
No.
No,
the back was tying his shoe. He was not going to hold it. That'd have been a 64-yard attempt, and you think it's a long way to throw a football. Go out there and try to kick a field goal. 5 seconds remain. Northrop down by 20. They drop back. Shanley is going to throw it. Lobs it up, and there's nobody home. It falls incomplete. The clock's at 0, and that'll be the end of the first half. 27-7 the score. The Homestead Spartans, after allowing an initial drive for Northrop to put the Bruins in front 7-0, Homestead answers with 27 straight as they go to the locker room, leading at 27-7 over the Northrop Bruins. We'll take our first halftime break. When we come back, Ryan Dellinger will fill us in on the scoring here in the first half. And then before the half is over, we'll also get updated on area scores here in the first weekend of sectional play by our studio producer for tonight's broadcast, Bryce Vance. Again, our halftime score here, Homestead 27, Northrop 7. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
Hi, I'm Charlie Momper from Momper Insulation. We've been around since 1956 and we're still the #1 name in insulation. Chances are you've seen us re-insulating the home in your neighborhood where we blow insulation into the sidewalls and attic to make your heating and cooling more efficient. Give us a call and let's talk about all the insulation options we have available to help you save money. I know we can do the job for you. You've got my word on it. Call us at 432-7543.
Making it easy to get the best deal.
For 16 years, Northeast Indiana finds the best deals on quality previously owned vehicles at Best Deal Auto Sales. Reliable vehicles offered at or below wholesale prices. The selection is great and the deals are even better at any of the Best Deal Auto Sales 4 Northeast Indiana locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales.
Best Deal Auto Sales.
BestDealAutoSalesOnline.com.
When the time comes to choose a physical therapist, choose Mallory's in Switzerland. After surgery, a sport-related injury, an accident, or for the rehabilitation from a medical condition. If you need physical therapy, tell your doctor your choice is Mallory's in Switzerland. They address the problem, not just the symptoms. From issues like neck and back pain to workers' comp, they fully understand the importance of a proper recovery and rehabilitation of sports-related injuries. Mallory's in Switzerland Orthopedic Physical Therapy. Your choice for results. Get more info by visiting msoptherapy.com.
It's high school football presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Back at Spooler Stadium, it's halftime, and the Homestead Spartans are leading it over the Northrop Bruins 27-7. I am Brett Rump with Ryan Dellinger here at the stadium. Bryce Vance working the buttons back in the ESPN 1380 studios. Don't forget tomorrow, kind of a special event out at the IPFW campus as the 3 Fort Wayne college basketball coaches come together with Chad Lacrosse at St. Francis, and you've got John Peckinpah at Indiana Tech and John Kaufman, the head coach at IPFW, and it's coaches versus cancer. And of course, John Kaufman, as you may have heard the story, lost his mother, someone very dear to him, who was a real inspiration and helped to really support him in his decision to become a college basketball coach. Lost his mother to cancer. It's a very touching cause for him and of course, all of the IPFW coaching community. And so all of these coaches coming together to provide a kids clinic tomorrow out at the IPFW campus. And if you've got children that you'd like to get some basketball skills and have a chance to experience playing for not only a college coach, but the players are going to be there as well at the IPFW Fieldhouse. Be sure to check out GoMastodons.com and get information. It's just $15 to put your child through the camp tomorrow. It's a couple of hours. So you get a little bit of break. Maybe you want to run to the mall or do something tomorrow. You got a chance to run your errands while your child gets a T-shirt and gets some instruction. But also the money goes to a very good cause. So it's a good thing the local coaches are doing. And Coaches versus Cancer, the Fort Wayne college coaches putting on a clinic for kids tomorrow at the IPFW campus. Again, GoMastodons.com is where you can get information about what's happening. What's happening here is Homestead has put 27 straight on the board against the Northrop Bruins, leading at 27-7 here at halftime. And to give us a rundown of how we got here, here's Ryan Dellinger.
Well, it was Northrop on the board at 8:13 of the first quarter when Jason Ash ran in a 2-yarder touchdown, and that capped a 59-yard drive. Northrop's extra point was good, and they were on the up 7-0, and then from that point on, it was pretty much all Homestead. At the 2:49 mark of the first quarter, it was Jonah Watson on a 4-yard TD run. That was set up by a busted play that Connor Kazai was able to run out of when he missed his running back on a broken play and was able to scamper down the sidelines to set up that run by Watson. The point after attempt was good. It was 7-7. We were tied. And then at the 7:08 mark of the second quarter, it was Homestead on the board again. It was Connor Fitzsimmons on a 1-yard touchdown run that capped a 72-yard drive. They missed the point after attempt, and Homestead was up 13-7. And then at the 3:02 mark, it was Homestead on the board again when Ben Skoranek was hit with a pass 6 yards out from Kazai. That capped a 67-yard drive. They made the extra point, 20-7 Homestead at that point, and then just before halftime in the second quarter, it was Homestead on the board again when Kazai hit Kreider on a 26-yard crossing pattern for a touchdown that capped a 75-yard drive. They kicked the extra point, and that's where we stand at halftime, 27-7. Homestead. Of course, the winner of this game to play the winner of Carroll Warsaw. And
we'll be getting some score updates coming up here in just a couple of minutes. After the game, final scores with Tom Franklin in for Dean Jackson tonight. on the Indiana Physical Therapy postgame show. It'll be broadcast live from the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. So if you've got some time tonight, come out and check out the postgame show. Pine Valley Pizza Hut at the corner of Coldwater and DuPont. It's America's favorite pizza and award-winning Wing Street Wings. The perfect postgame destination is your hometown Pizza Hut. Tomorrow morning, be sure to wake up with Jim Shevlin starting at 8 o'clock, talking sports, all your local sports of all sorts from 8 to 9:40. And then 9:40 a.m. to 10 a.m., the Judge Phil Hauk and Tim Priester will give you everything happening with Notre Dame football as it's Fighting Irish Preview, 9:40 to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning right here on ESPN 1380. We're going to send it back to the studio after this break. Bryce Vance busy getting the scores gathered together, most of them at halftime by now. And we'll get an update from the studio and then come back here for our second half, where our halftime score has the Homestead Spartans leading it over the Northrop Bruins 27-7. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
It's challenging when you're trying to find an auto mechanic that will correctly diagnose the problem, repair it properly, and charge you a price that doesn't leave you counting the days to your next paycheck. Cruzy Automotive Service treats your car like they treat their family's cars, and they've been trusted by Northeast Indiana customers since 1971. For scheduled maintenance or repairs, visit Jim Cruzy at Cruzy Automotive Service on Lima Road just north of Wallen. Call 489-1089 or find them online at cruzyautomotivein.net.
Before or after the game or anytime, Pizza Hut invites you to come in and enjoy a large, hot-from-the-oven pizza with your choice of crust and toppings beginning at $11. Or have you tried Pizza Hut's award-winning Wing Street Wings? Available in 3 styles and 8 great flavors from mild to hot, Wing Street Wings are crowd pleasers. Run exclusive deals and savings. Become a Hut lover by signing up at pizzahut.com. With dine-in, carry-out, or delivery, order America's favorite pizza and award-winning Wing Street Wings at Pizza Hut. The perfect post-game destination is your convenient hometown Pizza Hut.
Making it easy to get the best deal.
For 16 years, Northeast Indiana finds the best deals on quality previously owned vehicles at Best Deal Auto Sales. Reliable vehicles offered at or below wholesale prices. The selection is great and the deals are even better at any of the Best Deal Auto Sales 4 Northeast Indiana locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales.
Best Deal Auto Sales.
BestDealAutoSalesOnline.com.
When the time comes to choose a physical therapist, choose Mallers and Swoverland. After surgery, a sports-related injury, an accident, or for the rehabilitation from a medical condition. If you need physical therapy, tell your doctor your choice is Mallers and Swoverland. They address the problem, not just the symptoms. From issues like neck and back pain to workers' comp, they fully understand the importance of a proper recovery and rehabilitation of sports-related injuries. Mallers and Swoverland Orthopedic Physical Therapy. Your choice for results. Get more info by visiting msoptherapy.com.
We're back to the field, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
And welcome into the ESPN Radio 1380 studios. I am Bryce Vance, studio engineer for tonight's matchup of Homestead and Northrop. We'll get you back out to Spooler Stadium after a quick update from around the area. Starting off with the first week of sectionals, the scoring: Aiden Smith with 2 touchdowns in the first half, 149 yards to go along with it, as the Carroll Chargers are up 35-7 over Warsaw in 6A. That is the other 6A matchup besides ours here on ESPN Radio 1380. Moving to 4A, at halftime, Northwood is up 21-14 over the East Noble Knights. Our last updated score of Columbia City Northridge is 7-0. That score was recorded in the first quarter. No updates since. At halftime, Plymouth is up 34-7 over Wawa C. Up in Angola, they are down 20 points to the DeKalb Barons, 20-0. That score is at halftime. Southside Archers are up 12-6 over Marion right now. Over in Leo, they are up 35-0 over Logansport at halftime. Dwenger quarterback Stegmeyer has 2 rushing touchdowns for the Saints, 42-0 over Wayne at halftime currently. The last 4A sectional in our area tonight is has New Haven leading 21-0 over Mississinewa over in Gas City. Moving to 3A sectional, It is tied 14-14, a 7:30 start for Lakeland and Heritage still in the second quarter. At West Noble is down 13-8 to the Garrett Railroaders. That one also got underway at 7:30 tonight. Belmont is up 21-0 over Mechaniqua. 21-0 again, that score. At halftime, Concordia is up 30-0 over Norwalk right now. Austin Mack took the opening kickoff for the Bishop Lures Knights and never looked back. They are up 40-20 over Northwestern over in Kokomo. Mack has 4 touchdowns, as Ryan Dellinger mentioned earlier on the broadcast, 4 touchdowns in the first half. At halftime over in Cherubusco, they lead South Adams 19-3 at halftime, and Whitco is up 28-0 over Prairie Heights. Over on ESPN Radio 106.7 FM, Eastside leads Bluffton 13-0. Central Noble is down 21-0 at halftime to Woodland. Moving to the 1A sectional now, Fremont is down 28-0 over in LaVille. 28-0, still 3:18 left to go in the second quarter. That one got underway at 7:30. Southern Wells is up 28-6 over Union City. And our final sectional score tonight at halftime, Adams Central over West Dell 13-0. At the Coliseum, the puck just dropped a few moments ago, still tied 0-0. And in the ALCS, Ben Zobrist leads it off with a home run, putting the Royals up 1-0, a solo home run by Ben Zobrist. One more look around the scores here in Fort Wayne. Carroll, behind the attack of Aiden Smith, 2 touchdowns, 35-7 over Warsaw right now. Southside up 12-6 over Marion. Leo again up 35-0 over Logansport. And behind 2 touchdowns by Stegmeyer for Dwenger, they are up 42-0 halftime over Wayne. New Haven again over Mississinawa, 21-0 over in Gas City right now. And Lures is up 40-20 with Austin Mack having 4 touchdowns here in the first half. Those are the scores from around the area. After a quick timeout, we'll get you back out to Spooler Stadium with Brent Rump and Ryan Dellinger on the call. This has been a halftime update from ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
And now, your Crumbach Chevrolet starting lineup. Silverado, the benchmark of full-size pickups. Stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever. Impala, delivering refinement and efficiency and a full-size sedan for 50 years. Crumbach helps you get the most out of every gallon with the groundbreaking Cruise Eco, delivering 42 miles per gallon. The starting lineup from Crumbach Chevrolet. 930 East in New Haven, celebrating 44 years of helping the Fort Wayne area find new roads. Online at CrumbachChevy.com.
When an injury knocks you out of the game, call Parkview Sports Medicine. Whether you're an aspiring pro or a recreational athlete, our team of orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, and athletic trainers will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. Parkview Sports Medicine will get you back to the action quickly and safely because the game just isn't the same without you. Call Parkview Sports Medicine today at 260-266-4007 and make our team of expert physicians your dream team. We'll get you back in the game.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
Let's send it back to the field. Presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium with Ryan Dellinger. I am Brett Rump. Our halftime score, 27-7. the Homestead Spartans ahead of the Northrop Bruins. Northrop jumped out early and had a 7-0 lead and had all the momentum. And it took one play by Homestead, which was actually a busted play. They faced a 4th down and about a half the length of the football from their own 30-yard line, and they went for it. Kazai took the snap. When he went to give it to his running back lost his footing and fell down before they gave him the football, but it left Kazai basically naked in the backfield, and he had to run for his life around the right end. He ends up taking it 66 yards to the Northrop 4-yard line, 1st and goal. One play later, Homestead scored, and from that point forward, Ryan, all the momentum has been on Homestead's side.
Absolutely, it has been. And, you know, when Northrop started off just dominating both sides of the line of scrimmage, and then all at once it went south for them just on that one play right there, and really Homestead asserted themselves really in the running game. I got to think they're probably in that 175 range in rushing already because of how well Kazai's done, and then Watson's got a nice run, and Presley and Durnell are all running the ball well. You know, Northrop just needs to get a stop here and a big play, maybe a turnover. You know, it's the last touchdown that was scored by Homestead was a ball was dropped on the play previous to that by their defensive back there, and you know what, this game was a little bit different here, coming out of halftime at 20-7 rather than 27-7.
And some of the bounces that along the way lead to a 2-7 season.
That's right.
I mean, things like that. And right now you've got a Homestead team looking for their 7th win against 3 losses. Northrop 2-7 coming into play tonight. Now the winner of this game will go on to play the winner of Carroll and Warsaw, and the Chargers taking care of business pretty well against Warsaw tonight.
Yeah, 35-7. They're up big early. I mean, there's not a lot of really super close games. You know, the game you were interested in was Northwood and East Noble.
Yeah.
And that's a very close game.
I thought that would be a very, very difficult game for East Noble.
And I'm telling you, if you're out driving around and you do want to go see a good game that's in Fort Wayne, you might want to run over to South Side and watch them play Marion because it's 12-12.
That's the closest one. That's the closest one. We're not going to claim it as good. We can't claim it as close. A couple of teams that combined are 1-17 on the year, but as expected, when you have a 1-8 versus an 0-9, you get a competitive game.
That's right.
So we're about set for our second half. 27-7 the score. Homestead is leading it over the Northrop Bruins, and as we mentioned going into the half, Northrop will receive the second half kickoff, trying to avoid their 9th straight loss to Homestead. In fact, that's the history of these two teams meeting. They've met 8 times coming into tonight, and all 8 of them have been won by the team in the blue and gold.
Yeah, I think one thing last week I liked what Justin Kinney said is maybe they can rework the schedule in the SAC where the potential teams don't have the chance to play each other on back-to-back weekends coming out of regular season right into the postseason.
And 2 of them in the SAC had exactly that. Wayne and Dwenger also playing tonight. And then you've got Homestead and Northrop here. Played a week ago. Homestead defeated Northrop 42-16 last Friday night. And it looks like they're on a path to a similar result tonight. So Homestead set to kick off. Nepper punches it, not very deep, very short. Taking on the run at the 32, up the middle, now bouncing it to the left, 35, spinning at the 40, staying on his feet, 45-50. And I don't know who got that, but he's a beast.
Antoine Washington Jr.
Antoine Washington is 6'2", 220 and a sophomore, and Homestead couldn't bring him down. He's a big, big back, I guess you'd call him a back. He's listed as defensive lineman wearing number 33, but I think that right there he wanted to show Coach Dorfler that give me the football. Put it in my hands. I can carry it, Coach.
Yeah, that was a very good run. I mean, he got around it. He came from the right side and went all the way back to the left and just broke tackles and carried everyone.
Everybody for Homestead that jumped on went for a ride from midfield. 1st and 10. They'll go jet sweep. Heading to the right, cutting it up at the numbers. Inside Homestead territory to the 46, a 4-yard gain by Keyshawn Edwards, the 5'7", 155-pound sophomore. Number of sophomores in the orange jerseys for the Northrop Bruins, a young team. They'll get their quarterback back next season. Garrett Shanley, just a junior, a 6'5", 38-pound junior quarterback, Ryan. And with all these sophomores that they've got on the field, they definitely should improve on this 2-7 record they've got so far this year.
Yeah, absolutely. All over the SAC, we got underclassmen playing.
Second down, 6 at the 46. Quick throw, and they'll do the hook and ladder, and they got him open down the sideline. It is the running back, Jason Ash. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown. Trick play, and they executed perfectly. Little comeback route about 6 yards downfield. He caught it and flipped it toward the sideline to a sprinting Jason Ash. Touchdown, Northrop.
Wow. You don't see that play very often in high school football.
It's usually more of a desperation play, but maybe it's desperation time for Northrop, pulling out all the stops. But it goes 46 yards, touchdown Bruins, and now an extra point can make it a 27-14 game with 10:57 remaining in the third. Here's Cameron Fox, the kick. Low line drive. Did it get up high enough? Yes, it got over the crossbar. It's good. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, choose a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. We got a game, 27-14. Homestead leading it over Northrop. This is our Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
It's high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Now Northrop to kick off, and
why not
I think Homestead is cautious about an onside kick. They got some hands, people, and they've got them bunched up. After Northrop went to a trick play to use the hook and ladder, and they ended up getting a touchdown. And they'll punch it high in the air, very short, taking it to 32 near sideline, right up the numbers across the 40, 45 to the 48. 16-yard return. And now the Spartans have good field position, starting at their own 48-yard line. A 13-point lead, 27-14, 10:52 remaining in the third quarter. Drew Kazai comes on. Kazai, the junior quarterback for the Spartans. In the backfield, we do see Landon Durnell return. Saw a lot of Presley, the freshman running back, late in the first half, but Durnell looks to be okay. Sets up as the lone back. Here comes the blitz. There was a hold, no flag. They're chasing Kazai deep in the backfield, and finally they get him down at the 32, a 16-yard loss. Northrop came on the blitz and busting in to make a play for the Northrop Bruins, Gavin Shanley.
Yeah, that's Garrett's little brother.
A sack of 16 yards. Homestead, second down and 26 from their own 32 now.
Yeah, I was told at halftime that the two running backs for Homestead are just split in quarters.
Dropping back. Here's Kazai. He'll run for his life, breaking out of the pocket near sideline, and almost a late hit. And actually, they got away with one. He was taken out of bounds at about the 32 or 33, but the Northrop defender continued to take him to the ground a good 3 or 4 yards out of bounds. And Jason Dorfler got in front of the official to try to block his view, like that would work, but there's no flag. A gain of only a yard to the 33, where it is third down and 27.
Yeah, they got to watch for a draw or a screen here.
Correction, third 25, we'll call it. From the left hash, Kazai shotgun 4 wide. He drops. He throws behind the receiver. Kreider was running a deep post, and I think Hazai thought it'd be a back shoulder route of some sort. And an incomplete pass. Northrop's defense comes up big. And now all the momentum on the near sideline with the Northrop Bruins as the Homestead Spartans will line up to punt.
Wow. Northrop's coming out fired up here in the second half.
Looking at who's doing the punting for the Homestead Spartans, and I'm not sure. It looks like Carson Cox, but thought it was Kazai who normally punts. Here's a kick. There's a flag, and Northrop may have had too many people on the field. There was a late substitution. The ball will roll dead at the 22. Now we'll have to check the flag. A late sub came in for Northrop. And now we're just counting helmets to see if there were too many people on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Actually, I don't think there were. I think they didn't have enough.
The officials are talking about it, and it's a false start called against Homestead.
Yeah, I don't think Northrop had enough players on the field, Brett. What I counted before they came off was only 10.
And it looks like they're going to go ahead, put them back 5 yards, make them repunt this.
Well, if they're going to do this, they've got to catch the ball.
Yeah, you can't let and we see that throughout high school football. I think there's just an apprehension to catch the punt in the air because of the chance of making a mistake. But so many of these balls bounce and they roll 15 or 20 yards.
And you know, we haven't had much rain, so the ground's hard as a rock, and the ball's taking big bounces.
9 minutes, 50 seconds left in the third quarter. 27-14 the score. Homestead with the lead set to punt it away. Ball's back at the 27. Here's the kick. Spiraling kick, deep kick, and it's going to go all the way back to the 25. Bounce inside the 20, picked up at the 15. And it's Shanley taking the return. Far sideline, block in the back. There's flags. And Shanley will go out of bounds. But I don't think that will matter. He'll go out of bounds near the 30, but there's flags laying at the 20-yard line where there was a clear block in the back in the open field.
Yeah, and that position actually went from bad to worse for him. They made him re-kick.
They made him re-kick, and they're going to end up losing about 15 yards or so out of the exchange.
Yeah, so it started out as a promising second half. Now they're going in reverse again. It's tough for Northrop to get things going when you got to start from your own, looks like about their own 10-yard line.
9:36 remaining, third quarter. It was 27-7 at the half, 27-14 right now. Northrop is down, but now they've got the football. The ball will be placed after they finally get it down on the ground at the 10-yard line. Jared Shanley, the quarterback for the Northrop Bruins. The junior lines up shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. He looks right the whole way and then throws. And they almost set up that same play, Ryan. They were setting up that hook and ladder again.
It would have
worked. But the
worked.
receiver dropped it. Tyree Washington had it in his hands, but he dropped it incomplete.
Yeah, I think it would have worked again because it looked like number 12 was coming. Ty Smith was coming right there again. And I think they could have done the exact same play to him, and that would have scored a touchdown because there was nobody there for Homestead.
They had it set up, but again, Washington may have tried to be too quick with it and took his eyes off it. And they'll line up in the same formation. And maybe they've got a variation of that play where they fake it and then throw it to someone else. A drop, Shanley, he's going to lob it up deep into double coverage, and it's tipped away by Taj Curry out at the 43, who had man-to-man coverage on Tyree Washington.
The perfect defense right there by Curry. Even though I'm pretty sure the receiver had the ball in his hands, it was just up there a while, and he was able to slap it right off his helmet. But that was a well-thrown ball by Shanley.
It was on target, but the coverage was good. Got to give credit both sides.
Yeah.
Taj Curry, of course, really not a football player.
Yeah.
First year playing football after being a basketball star and being on the state championship team as the Homestead Spartans. But he had great coverage that time. Now it is a third down. Drop, and there's a run for the running back Jason Ash. He takes it left side, only picks up about 3 yards, 4 yards maybe, and it's going to bring up a fourth down and long, and Northrop will send out their punting unit.
Yeah, a good tackle out there for Homestead because he had a little bit of a lane there to run through, but just a good tackle.
4th down and 6. Ball's at the 14. Standing a yard deep in his end zone. Cameron Fox will punt this away. Matt Anderson, the return man, right at midfield. The snap and the kick almost got to it. Fox got it away. Bounces at the 46. Taken on one hop by Anderson is his own 49-yard line. So that is a 37-yard kick. Anderson taken down on the return at the 47, a 4-yard return, and Homestead starts this drive in Northrop territory at the Bruin 47 with 8:38 remaining in the third quarter, and Homestead leading it 27-14.
Yeah, maybe that punting's the difference, the returning, because Northrop has yet to even catch one, and Matt Anderson's unafraid to catch it and take off.
From the right hash, Kazai, man in motion from the left slot. Across formation is Watson, and there's flags and whistles and an offside called against the Northrop Bruins on the snap. Jump the neutral zone, a 5-yard penalty. And that'll put the ball down somewhere near the 42 of Northrop. 1st and 5 now for the Homestead Spartans. Northrop needs to keep the momentum. They've gotten it down to 13 after trailing by 20 at halftime. Try to put some pressure on this Homestead Spartans team that has beaten the Northrop Bruins 8 straight times. 8-0, perfect record in history. Handoff, Durnell, the running back, up the middle. Hit at the 40 and then pushed backwards. A gain of a couple. Good defense that time by Northrop, coming over and kind of sealing up the hole that originally looked like it exists. But Northrop plugged it up well with the linebackers, holding Durnell to a 1.5 yards where it brings up 2nd down and call it a 3.5.
And right here for Northrop, they got to know this is probably a run. Because Skoronix is down. Nope, now he's going to go in motion. Yep,
Skoronix goes to tight end on the right side. Watson is a wing to the right, and it will be a handoff. Durnell cuts it up right side and takes it inside the 35 to the 34. He picks up enough for a 1st down. That'll move the chains. And there's a penalty flag, and it's going to be a holding penalty against Homestead. Flag down at the 37-yard line, and so march that off. It will now be a 2nd down and about 10 as they put the ball back at the 47. A big penalty on Homestead.
Yeah, that was almost thrown immediately right as he turned off that right side. The official threw the flag right away on probably one of the wide receivers.
7:45, clock running, third quarter. Homestead with the football leading 27-14. 2nd down, 10 at the 47. Quarterback draw. Kazai met at the line of scrimmage and in the open field. A nice tackle by the Bruins takes him down at the 45. A 2-yard gain. It will be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, another good, solid defensive stand there by Northrop. They got, they can stop them here and get the ball back. Their momentum is still going.
Nick Dorman, the junior linebacker, with the stop. 3rd down and 8. The ball right at the 45 of Northrop. Spartans, Drew Kazai in a shotgun. 3 receivers left. Skoronix by himself, wide right. Durnell, the lone back. Quick drop. Kazai looks left, throws on the little slant route to Kreider. Right off his hands, incomplete. 4th down and 8.
I don't know if Kazai is not reading the defense at all, because he's got his big target over there, Skoronix, on just an island out there. I mean,
yeah.
That's something I would probably look at using.
But we've seen throughout the game, Ashton Sini has had man-to-man coverage out there and done pretty well. And here's a pooch kick by Kazai. They looked like they were going to go for it on 4th and 8. Kazai instead, from 5 yards deep, punches the punt. It rolls dead inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. So a short little kick. But Northrop now backed up inside their own 20 with 6:45 remaining third quarter. Homestead leads at 27-14.
It'll be interesting to see if Northrop goes right back to that pass play. It's actually been there for him every single time.
So we'll see the Bruins again in their all-orange uniforms. Orange tops, pants, and helmets. White numbers, white letters. And the snap bobbled off the hands of Shane Lee. Homestead will jump on it, and the Spartans get a turnover at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10, Homestead. A big break for the Spartans.
Yeah, now it sets up a really short field.
The fumble recovered by, I believe, Maine. .640 left in the third quarter, 27-14. Homestead takes over. 1st and 10, 17-yard line of Northrop. Homestead in the red zone. Can they make the Bruins pay for the turnover? Kazai from the right hash. Single back Durnell. And it will be a read option. Kazai pulls it out. Now late pitch far sideline. And that's taken down the sideline for a couple of yards. I'm not sure where they mark him out. Looks like they mark him out at the 15. A 2-yard gain. And it will be a 2nd down and 8 as the clock approaching 6.5 on here in the third quarter.
Northrop had good defense on that. They had a lot of good pressure on Kazai that time. He was just able to find the guy at the last second, really. Now that Homestead just keeps that field spread out.
From the right hash, they put 3 receivers left. You've got Fitzharris in a near slot. Watson a wide slot. Out wide left is Kreider. They will throw it on the near side, going down low, trying to catch it. Watson, but it's too low, incomplete. Man-to-man coverage again by the Northrop Bruins. By that time it was Shanley again, I believe, on the coverage. And that's Gavin Shanley, the sophomore defensive back, who had man-to-man on Watson. The incomplete pass brings up a 3rd down and 9 from just outside the 15, and Northrop just jumped the neutral zone. Whistles and flags and a 5-yard march off will go against the Bruins. You go from 3rd and 9 now to 3rd and 4 in what could be 4-down territory.
Yeah, that last pass play may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage because they had an awfully weird rotation on the ball as it got close to the wide receiver, but Homestead now has a manageable 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, it's 3rd down, a short 4 at the 10. They just need to get somewhere inside the 7. And again, the jet sweep, they fake it. Kazai, keeper up the middle. He's inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a 1st and goal for Homestead. So 7 yards up the middle, Kazai. They fake that jet sweep, and then Kazai tries to pick a hole somewhere between his guards. Dances up the middle of the field, a 7-yard gain. And the chains are dropped to the sideline. It's 1st and goal, Homestead, trying to build on a 27-14 lead. Kazai shotgun. They bring Skoranek in as a tight end. And they'll give it Durnell. Bounces it out to the right. He saw some open real estate, and Durnell takes it in from 3 yards. Touchdown, Homestead Spartans. Spartans extend their lead, 33-14. 6:10 left, third quarter. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. If you want to score on your next drive, choose a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. So Noah Nepper will come on to try to kick the extra point. The set is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:10 remaining, third quarter. The Homestead Spartans have extended their lead to 34-14 over the Northrop Bruins. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
Before or after the game or anytime, Pizza Hut invites you to come in and enjoy a large, hot-from-the-oven pizza with your choice of crust and toppings beginning at $11. Or have you tried Pizza Hut's award-winning Wing Street Wings? Available in 3 styles and 8 great flavors from mild to hot, Wing Street Wings are crowd pleasers. Want exclusive deals and savings? Become a Hut lover by signing up at pizzahut.com. With dine-in, carry-out, or delivery, order America's favorite pizza and award-winning Wing Street Wings at Pizza Hut. The perfect post-game destination is your convenient hometown Pizza Hut.
Now back to high school football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
With our studio engineer, Bryce Vance, back in the ESPN 1380 studios, and Ryan Dellinger. I am Brett Rump. Follow me on Twitter at Brett Rump Sports. Of course, we'll have this game archived. All of our games, coaches' shows available on archive. You can listen to them at your leisure, either in all or in part, by following me on Twitter, where you'll get the link at Brett Rump Sports. Here's the kick. Low line drive taken at the 13, near sideline 30, following the blocking across the 40 and knocked out of the near sideline somewhere near the 43-yard line. Good return by Keyshawn Edwards. That's about a 30-yard return. Northrop has it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line, but they're down 34-14 to the Homestead Spartans. 6:02 remaining third quarter.
And they got to be in a hurry now. Every single play, they got to get up to the line of scrimmage and go. But you know what? Running that draw with Ash works pretty well in these situations.
Last drive, Homestead had the fumble on that snap, and they had set up in a wildcat with Tyree Washington taking the snap. He fumbled the snap, and that's how the turnover gave it to Homestead. Up the middle, here goes the run by Jason Ash, and again, he takes it across midfield into Homestead territory at the Spartan 48, picking up 9 yards. Jason Ash has really been impressive. The senior running back, possibly playing his last game as a Northrop Bruin, but he has looked very good, Ryan.
Yeah, just strong. He's powerful. It takes more than one guy to get him down, and you certainly can't hit him high.
2nd down and 1. They'll give it to Ash. He stops on his on a dime in the backfield, then cuts right up the middle of the field, looking for enough for a first down, and I think he's got it as he gets it just inside the Spartan 47.
And that really was all him on that play right there.
He saw some penetration, I think, through the hole he was heading for, and so he stopped and cut up almost right straight behind his center and was able to get enough to move the chains. They put it at the 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Northrop at the Spartan 46. Shane Lee from the middle of the field. Shotgun, he's 5 yards deep. Left shoulder is the running back, Jason Ash. 2 receivers each side. Northrop in a 4-wide formation. Play action. Setting up, throwing. Shane Lee throws a dart downfield, but it stays too high of the intended receiver, Tyree Washington. Incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, just a little bit overthrown there. He didn't pull the ball down, but quick score. The Southside now leads 19-12 over Marion.
Hey, we finally had somebody kick an extra point.
Yeah.
It was 12-12 moments ago. For Southside looking for their 2nd win of the year against a winless Marion squad. 4:57 remaining. We're in the 3rd quarter. Handoff up the middle. Ash hit hard at the line of scrimmage, but he just pounds his way down to the 41-yard line. Talk about 5 tough yards. That time Jason Ash got them. It'll be a 3rd down and 5 with the ball at Homestead's 41.
Hey, you watch him run. He runs very low to the ground. He's not upright at all. His momentum's always going forwards. You know, he is a little bit like Money Woods in that respect.
And he's not big,
no.
but he puts down the pads, and he punishes you for coming up to make the hit on him. A lot like Amon Clark, too.
Yeah,
he runs very similar to that. Not a very big back. Ash, 5'9", 185, but you feel it when you hit him. Drop back, Shane Lee, lobbing it up sideline against man-to-man. It's incomplete, trying to get it to Jordan Dickinson. And the incomplete pass will bring up a 4th down and 5, and that was man-to-man the whole way between Taj Curry and Jordan Dickinson. And Shane Lee's pass never gave his receiver a chance to make a play.
Yeah, it was just way out in front of him there. Good job by Northrop that time. They picked up a blitz there and gave Shane Lee some time to throw the ball.
4th down, Northrop lined up to go for it. The ball's in the middle of the field. They've got a slot each side with 4 wide. The running back will split from the left shoulder to the right shoulder of Shane Lee, and that, of course, is Jason Ash. Dropping back, they'll set up the bubble screen, caught by Dickinson at the 37. He lost his footing. Now will they mark it? It's right at the stick, and I think they're going to give him enough, Ryan. They're going to put it at the 35. He only needed the 36. It's a 1st down.
That would have been
a generous spot, but a big play. And Northrop picks up the first down on the 4th and 5.
That might have been a touchdown had he not slipped out, because he had a convoy out in front of him.
Had the blocking shut up on that play. As a result, though, the chains move, and Northrop keeps possession down 34-14, under 4 to play now in the third quarter. Ball's on the right hash. Shanley shotgun across the formation. In motion is Tyree Washington, and the give to the back, Jason Ash, and he gets hit again near the line of scrimmage and falls forward to the 33. Picked up a couple of yards, making the tackle for the Homestead Spartans, Moses Gerardo, 2nd down and 8.
And he tried to cut that one back. They had a blocking all going left on that, and he tried to cut back, and Homestead was there to meet him. But still, he picked up positive yards.
Clock continues to run. We go under 3:20 here in the third quarter. It was 27-7 at the half, now 34-14. Homestead the lead. Bruins the football. 2nd down and 8 at the Homestead 33. From the right hash, Shanley. Quick drop. They'll fake this time the hook and ladder. Turning inside and running it himself. This time is Dickinson, who'll get down to the 30-yard or the 20-yard line. 13-yard gain, and we saw him attempt it earlier. That might have been what they were doing, is they've completed or they scored on that little 5-yard hitch where the running back then runs to the sideline. The receiver on the catch flips it out to the running back on a sprint. That time they faked it. Dickinson kept it, and it's 1st and 10 at the 20. Quick drop, Shanley over the middle. Caught Dickinson all alone. The 5, touchdown, but there's a flag far sideline, and I think it's coming back.
A pick play, maybe?
I think somebody had a false start, and they're going to bring this one back.
Wow.
Either a formation, I think, is what it might be called. I'm not sure, but it is an illegal procedure against Northrop. So the touchdown taken off the board and a 5-yard penalty marched off against the Bruins. And that play, nobody, I don't know if it was a busted coverage, Ryan, but nobody had Dickinson.
Yeah, he was on the outside, and there was a slot receiver, and the slot came out around him. And I think both defensive players for Homestead stayed with that outside guy. And you're right, there wasn't a guy within 15 yards.
Caught it at the 10 and just had a wide open sprint down the middle of the field into the end zone. So with a 1st and 15 out at the 26-yard line, they'll give to Jason Ash. And he's got to fight for everything he can get, and he gets to the 24. So a couple of yards on the play. It'll now be a 2nd down and about 13. The clock continues to run under 2:20 here in the third quarter. 34-14 the score. Northrop's down by 20, and they have the football. They were very close to the red zone. Right now, they're just outside it at the 24 of Homestead. 2nd down, 13. 4 wide. Fake the handoff. Keeper Shanley, and he's wrapped up. That time it's R.J. Carpenter, the linebacker, the junior linebacker, coming into the backfield and wrapping up Shanley and taking him down at the 26, a loss of 2.
That was an odd play because on that play there, they had all the blocking over to the left, and he
wonder if Shanley actually did that on his own.
Yeah.
So now a 3rd down and 15. Just outside the 26, Northrop the football. Shanley looks like he's calling an audible. He puts 4 wide, 2 each side. Single back as Ash, drop in the pocket. A look, a throw over the middle. Wide open and dropping the football is an intended receiver, Davian Berry.
Wow, hit him right.
Incomplete, was right in his numbers at the 15-yard line. Now, he would have been real close to what they needed for a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th down and 15 back here at the 26-yard line. That looked like almost the same route they scored on to Dickinson, but they ran it the opposite side. They went to the left instead of the right. Trip receivers left on a 4th down play, dropping Shanley, pump fakes. Now he's going to roll to the left. Here comes the pressure. He'll throw up for grabs near the pylon. It's incomplete. Homestead dropped into coverage and had everybody blanketed, nobody to throw to for Shane Lee. The incomplete pass will turn it over on downs and give the ball to the Spartans at their own 26.
Yeah, what once was a really promising drive there for Northrop ends up with no points. Good defense by Homestead to hold right there.
Well, it talks about how big penalties are. The procedure penalty on a play that would have been a touchdown for Northrop took points off the board. And Northrop needs everything they can get right now, down by 20 with 1:06 remaining third quarter. So let's see. I don't know if that's Kazai. Yeah, it is. It's Kazai, quarterback. Hands to the running back, and he is almost tackled before he even took the handoff. And it looks like Presley's back in the backfield. And what a job by the Bruins linebacker, Nick Dorman, who got into the backfield, and before Presley even had the football, he was being wrapped up and thrown down. A loss on the play. Back to the 22 or 23. It's a hold being called. A penalty flag is declined. So they'll take the 6-yard loss, or 5-yard loss, back to about the 22.
And Dorman was in there almost right on the handoff.
Yeah, I tell you, Kazai almost could have handed it to Dorman. He was already wrapping up Presley before Presley really even had the full handoff. So second down, we'll call it 14 at the Spartans' own 22-yard line. Last minute of the third quarter.
Watch out for a big pass right here.
They bunch a couple of receivers left, short side of the field, now going in motion across formation left to right. Watson, drop back. Kazai going for the home run ball. Skoranek down, deep down the field, incomplete. Again, man-to-man coverage. We've called it out all night. Ryan Ashton-Sini, stride for stride with Ben Skoranek. And an incomplete pass stops the clock with 33 seconds left in the third quarter, and a third down and 14 facing the Spartans.
Yeah, that's why I said watch out for that pass. Kazai got Northrop to show the blitz and then put some motion in there. If he throws it on the seam rather than the outside, that's probably a complete pass.
And how big is it that Sini's been able to go man-to-man? That time it's a little comeback route, and Skoranek will make the catch. A possession play, a couple of yards past the first down stick, far sideline. Skoranek the catch, forced out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That's enough for a first down. And the clock will stop. 25 seconds now in the third.
Yeah, it's almost unfair when you're a defensive back and Skoranek runs you 38 yards down the field and then runs you back about 30 and then breaks it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when one guy can do both routes, it's very difficult to guard him.
Clock stopped, 25 seconds, first and 10 from their own 40. Shotgun, play action, and no, they'll give it. Jet sweep goes to Watson. Watson cuts it up on the far sideline across midfield before he's forced out of bounds at the Northrop 47, picking up 13. Jonah Watson on the jet sweep will get Homestead a first down, and they're in Bruins territory. Homestead already leading at 34-14.
And Northrop's almost selling out on every play by their linebackers, trying to get in there and maybe cause a fumble.
3 receivers left, single receiver right. Pump fake, a pump and go. Now deep over the middle, caught by Fitzharris at the 25, 20, 15, breaks a tackle, 10-5 touchdown. Connor Fitzharris goes 47 yards. Touchdown Spartans, they extend their lead to 40-14. Again, tackling an issue for the Northrop Bruins. Fitzharris was wrapped up, but he broke away. And when you break away from a tackle of a safety, Ryan, there's usually not a lot of guys past him, behind him, playing center field, and that left Fitzharris an open sprint to the end zone.
Yeah, Northrop, like I said, was selling out.
Extra point by Nepper is up and good. 41-14. It was 42-16 a week ago. Similar right now on the scoreboard. Another scoring drive presented by Best Deal Auto Sales. Don't forget, if you want to score on your next drive, you want a car, truck, or SUV from any of the Best Deal Auto Sales locations. Be sure to visit them. They've got the best value, best financing, and best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales. You're listening to the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
For 16 years, Northeast Indiana finds the best deals on quality previously owned vehicles at Best Deal Auto Sales. Reliable vehicles offered at or below wholesale prices. The selection is great and the deals are even better at any of the Best Deal Auto Sales 4 Northeast Indiana locations. Best value, best financing, best deal at Best Deal Auto Sales.
Best Deal Auto Sales.
BestDealAutoSalesOnline.com.
Welcome to Friday Night Football, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
You have to be impressed with how Homestead has responded to early scores, both in the first half and second half, by the Northrop Bruins, as the Spartans now have extended their lead to 41-14, scoring 14 straight. Here's a kick mishandled, finally going back to pick it up is Keyshawn Edwards at the 2, and he takes it up across the 10, piled up at the 12. And the Bruins have to start pinned deep in their own end with the last play of the third quarter. So we'll head to the fourth quarter with Homestead leading at 41-14 over the Northrop Bruins. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
McMahon's Best One Tire and Auto Care has an exclusive offer just for you. Now through October 31st, purchase any 4 Bridgestone tires and receive a $70 instant rebate. Increase your rebate to $120 when you make a qualifying purchase on your new CFNA credit card. That's up to a $120 instant rebate on any 4 Bridgestone tires. Only at McMahon's Best One Tire and Auto Care, a name you can trust, a company who cares since 1969. While visiting our Coldwater Road or Coliseum Boulevard locations, register your son or daughter for the Indianapolis Colts Junior Fan of the Game. He or she can win the Ultimate Colts Fan giveaway, 4 tickets to an upcoming home game, pre-game sideline experience, photo with Boo, personalized replica Colts jersey, picture on the big screen during the game, and more. For additional information and official contest rules, visit McMahonTires.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for car care tips and exclusive contests and giveaways. McMahon's Best One Tire and Auto Care, a name you can trust, a company who cares since 1969. Now a proud sponsor of your Indianapolis Colts.
It's high school football presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Northrop in a first down play from their own 12. A fired pass over the middle, incomplete, as Garrett Shanley was looking for Tyree Washington. Now it's second down and 10. Northrop breaks the huddle. And they'll put 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Single back on the right shoulder of Shanley is Jason Ash. And Ash will get the carry. Follows the blocking up the middle of the field. Not a big gain, maybe a yard. 13-yard line is about it for Jason Ash. It'll bring up a third down and 9. Northrop, and certainly down 41-14 here early in the fourth quarter. They don't want to get in a punting situation here.
Yeah, they got to take. I think they ought to take a shot down the middle. Looks to be wide open pretty much. The receivers can just cut up into the middle. That play has been open.
Yeah, the receivers that have cut underneath across the middle of the field, like 10, 15 yards down, they seem to get open. Shotgun, third down 9. Drop back, Shanley, and he does throw over the middle and sliding down to make a catch. Jordan Dickinson makes it at the 24, and that's a first down.
Boy, when Shanley puts his foot in the ground and throws,
yeah,
he can throw a very, very hard, strong ball.
Facing a third and 9, they get 11. And it's a first and 10 at their own 24-yard line for the Northrop Bruins. Clock goes under 11 minutes here in the fourth quarter. 3 receivers left. 1 receiver right. The back to the right side of Shanley. The left-hander drops, set up a screen right, and Ash can't handle it. Ball might have been slightly behind him, but I think he heard footsteps. A defender was coming, and Ash drops the football. Second down and 10 now for Northrop.
Yeah, he probably would have been a loss on that anyways had he caught it. He was about 3 yards behind, and there was a defensive back right there on him the whole time.
10 minutes, 53 seconds left. Northrop's down 41-14. Second down 10. From the 24, option left, Shanley keeps it. Cuts it upfield at 25. He's spun around and pushed backwards, gaining only a yard. Right in the middle of the play for the Homestead Spartans. Among the defenders was Carson Cox, a junior defensive back. Third down and long now for the Northrop Bruins.
Tough sledding in the middle there. Boy, he took a beating on that play.
Shanley tries to run it, but doesn't show a lot of power once he gets into contact. Not a lot of yards after contact for Shanley. And there's flags and whistles on the snap of the football. And which way are they pointing? Against Northrop. An illegal procedure, marches it back 5 yards against the Bruins. Coming up after the game tonight, join us at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut for the Indiana Physical Therapy postgame show. I'll be over there with Tom Franklin. We'll have scores, we'll talk to coaches, and we'll look ahead to round 2 in the sectionals and round 1 in 5A. It's all coming up after the game here from the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. Drop back Shanley. Here comes pressure. He rolls to escape it to his left. Throw sideline. Almost intercepted. He threw it right into the hands of Ivory Wilson, the defensive back in coverage, and Wilson dropped it.
Really, that should have been a penalty on Wilson right there. He totally shoved the receiver with his left arm out of the way, and the officials didn't see that. So it looks like Northrop's going to try and punt the ball here.
4th down and 13 from their own 21-yard line. Northrop will line up the punt. Cameron Fox will go back to his 5-yard line to take the snap. Matt Anderson set to return at the 47. Here's the kick, almost blocked. Low kick. Anderson from the 49. Breaks away from one. He's in the Northrop territory inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. That's an 8-yard return following a 30-yard punt. And Homestead, great field position starting at the Bruin 43. 9:42 left in the game. 41-14 the score.
Homestead probably will be putting a lot of balls on the ground, just a lot of running here. Either Kazai. It looks like the freshman's back in the game. Presley again for Homestead. Like I said, Darnell's not really hurt. They're just sharing quarters tonight.
Watson will.
A score update for baseball: 2-1 Royals over the Jays.
It'll be Watson in the slot to the right. Handoff goes to Presley. The freshman back takes it inside the 40, and he shows some power. Dragging a tackler down close to the 37, 5 yards for the freshman running back for Homestead. 2nd down and 5. The clock goes under 9.5 minutes left, and the Spartans with the football already leading at 41-14. And in 2 weeks now, Homestead has outscored Northrop 83-30. 2nd down, 5. Homestead at the Northrop 37. A wing to the left of the formation, a slot to the right. The snap bobbled by Kazai, and then he picks it up, takes it right up the middle of the field to the 35, picks up a couple, where it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Went from didn't look like he was going to get anything to picking up 2 yards there again.
Well, we saw a busted up play in the first half that resulted in a 66-yard Kazai run, setting up a touchdown, the first one of the night for the Homestead Spartans. Now 3rd down, 3 at the Northrop 35. They need somewhere close to the 32 for the first down. Man in motion is Fitzharris, right to left. They'll fake it to him. Throw over the middle. Watson catches the 10, the 5, touchdown, Homestead Spartans. Beautiful throw by Kazai, just lofted it down the seam. Watson ran past the defender and caught it in stride at the 10 and took it to the house. That's a 35-yard touchdown strike, and Homestead is up 47-14 with 8:19 left. Noah Nepper will try to tack on the 48th point. Fitzharris will hold, and there's movement up front, and there comes the flags and whistles. I think that is a false start, and now Nepper will have to kick the extra point from 5 yards further back.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was on. It might have actually been on the center.
Yeah, there was movement in the middle of the line. I just don't know if it was the center or some of the players next to him. Of course, they bunch up tight gaps there on the extra point. So we'll see if he can tack it on from the 15, where it'll be set by Connor Fitzharris. Nepper's kick is up. He's got the leg, and it's good. 48-14. Spartans with a 34-point lead. 8 minutes, 19 seconds left in what looks to be Northrop's season. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.
This broadcast is brought to you by Partners First Credit Union. See them for mortgages, home equity loans, great rates on auto loans, and multiple options for your checking and savings accounts. At Partners First, they'll call you by name because you're not just a customer, you're a member. Visit partnersfirstcu.org for more information or stop in any of the local Partners First branch offices. Partners First Federal Credit Union, supporting the community as the presenting sponsor of high school football on ESPN 1380.
We're back to the field, presented by Partners First Federal Credit Union on ESPN Radio 1380.
Bryce Vance running the buttons back in the studio as our high school football producer tonight. Ryan Dellinger alongside. I am Brett Rump. 8:19 remaining. 48-14 Homestead. They've answered both times. Northrop seemed to have some momentum both at the beginning of the game and to start the second half. Homestead has had the answer, and right now a squib kick bounced off the hands of a Northrop return man, and he's lucky to get back on it. And you know who I think that is
big number
that was
33.
Antoine Washington Jr., who we saw have a big return in the first half, and that time the sophomore stuck a hand out. Ball went off his hand, and he jumped on it at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, he wanted to return another one.
Yeah, he wanted to get his hand on another one and go. He's a big guy.
He is a big guy.
First down 10, Bruins. From the right hash, Shane Lee still in at quarterback. They set up 4 wide, and the handoff to the running back, Jason Ash. That time he's met maybe just shy of the line of scrimmage and nothing more. I think they might give him just about this starting point. Second down and 10. The ball will be put right back at the 33-yard line. And again, so many of these postseason battles are decided by the big guys up front. And when we saw Northrop dominating in the trenches, they built the lead early, but then Homestead really has done a nice job since.
Yeah, they just pretty much controlled both lines of scrimmage. I think Homestead, once they established the run, that's when the game really changed.
Second down and 10 from their own 33. Shane Lee to the left side, and the ball is caught, and I'm not sure what happened. He went down. Did he go down on a knee, and then he stood up to catch the ball, and he wasn't sure what happened. He caught it, but then never ran.
I'm not sure what Ben Arusa
It almost looked like a trick play, like act like you didn't catch it, then take off and run. The completion was made to Ben Arusa, and then Arusa finally broke downfield and got out to the 47, where it's a first down.
Yeah, I heard a couple fans yell, "Run, Forrest, run!" after he caught them. He didn't run.
He caught it, and he just stood there holding the ball in the field doing nothing.
It was like everything stopped.
Fooled me. 47-yard line. First and 10, Bruins. Shotgun. It's Shane Lee. He'll pitch it back to Ash, who drops the ball deep in the backfield. And then here comes the Spartans. They'll pile up and take him down for a loss back at the 43. So they lose, about 3 yards on the play. And coming in to make the defensive stop, Jack Northquist, the senior linebacker for Homestead. It'll be second down. And they'll call it almost a 4-yard loss. Second down and almost 14 to go for Northrop. Ball on the left hash. Shane Lee sends a man in motion. And they will give him the sweep. And here goes Edwards around the right side, upfield, and he barely gets past the line of scrimmage, only a couple of yards. Homestead again defending everything that Northrop throws at them. It's now third down and 11, just outside their own 45.
Yeah, he ran about 14 yards to pick up maybe one.
The clock will go under 6 minutes before our next snap. 48-14. Homestead the lead. It was 7-0 early. Northrop took the lead initially on their first drive of the game before Homestead reeled off 27 straight and took a 27-7 lead to the locker room. Here's a drop, Shanley throwing it deep right sideline into man-to-man coverage, and it's incomplete.
Not really anybody looking
overshot Dickinson that time, and the incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 11. And with a 34-point game, 5:41 left, how does Jason Dorfler want to play this? I think he's just going to go ahead and punt. I think at this point he's throwing in the towel. He just doesn't want it to get any worse.
Right,
and so he's going to go ahead and put the punting unit out and kick it away with 5 minutes, 41 seconds left. 48-14, Homestead the lead.
See if Homestead on this next possession maybe puts in some of the reserves, try to avoid any injuries, unnecessary injuries late in the game.
Cameron Fox set to kick. There's the boot. And looks like it's a little bit off the side of his foot. It bounces out of bounds on the far sideline, somewhere near the 30-yard line. Let's see, they put it, I think, at the 31. So it's a 23-yard punt, not a deep boot for Cameron Fox, the senior kicker. So Homestead takes over, 5.5 minutes left, leading 48-14. Well, in the second half, Northrop went to a trick play and ended up on a hook and ladder, took it the distance, and that made it, at the time, 27-14. But Homestead, as they did in the first half, responded and have scored the last 21 straight. A run right up the middle. I believe that's Presley taking it out across the 35 to the 36.
Do we have a new quarterback in
it's
there?
Lutz. Adam Lutz takes the carry for the Homestead Spartans. And that's what we're looking at. I think some new numbers are making their way onto the field.
Number 18,
Jaya Cox is in a quarterback. Cox, a 6', 155-pound sophomore. And they're changing a number of the positions. It's all second unit. And Cox will keep it. Fakes the sweep, runs up the middle. Sorry, it's Jaya Wright. I got the line wrong. Cox is 17, Wright is 18. So Jaya Wright, the carry up the middle. 3rd down 4. 3 receivers right, and one of the Northrop Bruins up front just busted through. The only problem, the ball wasn't snapped. He got into the Homestead backfield, but that's 5 yards marched off against the Northrop Bruins. This might be where you get your chance. You finally make it on the field, Ryan, and you're so excited and amped up, ready to make a play that you bust right through that offensive line, and you forget that the ball has to be snapped first.
Yeah, that happens from time to time when you're a
Did you ever do that, Ryan?
No, I didn't. I played on the offensive side.
Here's a handoff. Sweep to the left. They go jet sweep, and it's Grant Raber taking it around the left edge down the sideline. He gets knocked out of bounds. See where they spot him out of bounds after about 5-yard gain near the 47. So 2nd down and 5. Garbage time here. Homestead leads at 48-14. Just over 4 minutes left. The clock stopped. A 6-yard pickup on that play by Raber. Here now it'll be a fake sweep. Keeping it is Jaya Wright, and he goes down as he crosses the 45 to the 46. He actually lost a couple. So now it is a 3rd down. And from the 46-yard line, it's a 3rd down and 6. Homestead trying to burn as much time here with their backups. Northrop showing blitz. They've got 7 in the box. I think they're going to be bringing everybody on this play, and here they all come on the blitz, and the handoff up the middle. He breaks through to the second level. Lutz will carry it inside the 45 down to the 40. That's the thing, Ryan. When you sell out and bring everybody, all you got to have is one little seam for a running back to get through, and there's nobody on that second level. Lutz, the big carry, a first down for Homestead at the Northrop 40.
That was a good run there. He put his head down and just broke right through and got an easy first down for Homestead on that play.
First down 10 at the Northrop 40-yard line. Jaya Wright, the sophomore, in at quarterback for Drew Kazai. Adam Lutz is the running back. Movement. The slot receiver, I think, took off early. False start against Homestead. 5-yard penalty. It looked like Grant Raber may have gotten an early start from a slot to the right. Ball's back to the 45, where it is 1st and 15. Clock running. It goes under 3 minutes left. Homestead will advance. And Carroll, nothing for sure for the Chargers. Here's Lutz sweeping it to the right. He cuts it up at the numbers inside the 45 to the 43. Couple of yards for Adam Lutz, taking it wide to the right.
I believe
stays
Carroll
in bounds. The clock will continue to run, approaching 2.5 left.
I believe Carroll was up 41-21 the last I just
got as close as 35 to 21. Yeah. After Carroll had the big lead, 35-7, I think, at one time.
Yeah, and most of our games are already at finals, so you and Tom Franklin will have a lot to talk about at the Pizza Hut later on tonight.
Second down, 13. Here's the handoff. Lutz met in the backfield, but Lutz strong enough to drag the tackler, which was Northrop's Kyler Doan, back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Clock goes under 2. It's third down and 13. Just inside the 43 of Northrop. Homestead the football and the 48-14 lead. Backups in for the Spartans. Kaya Wright at quarterback. Rolls to the left. He's going to look to throw. And does. Sideline. Too high and incomplete. It'll be fourth down, and the clock will stop with 1:40 remaining. Kind of surprised, Ryan?
Yeah, actually I
gave
am.
the backup a chance to throw the football, but they're up 34 points. And the incomplete pass now stops the clock. Even though the game's out of hand, I think I'm kind of surprised they didn't just go ahead and make it 4-down territory, run the football a couple of times. Northrop would only have about a minute left, probably with the backups in the game.
Yeah,
now let's see, you're going to punt, and Kazai is going to come on to punt.
Really, you don't know. Maybe they just want to see how well he throws the ball.
Shanley is back deep to return this punt. It's caught at the 8, the 10, 15, far sideline, the 20, 25 out near the 30. Well, nice return by Gavin Shanley, the sophomore brother of Northrop quarterback Garrett Shanley.
See if Garrett goes running out there again.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Garrett Shanley. Looks like a lot of backups. Although, you know what? Shanley is going to come out. Jason Dorfler talks to him, sends him out to the huddle.
Well, you know who the backup is? His brother. So either way, you were going to get a Shanley.
It's going to be a Shanley at quarterback for the rest of this one. 1:28 remaining, 48-14. Coming up after the game, I shoot down to the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. We invite everybody that's out at that Carroll-Warsaw game, anybody on the north side of town, to be sure to come on out and join us for the post-game show up until 11 o'clock. Handoff, running back, and getting in the backfield, making a play. Nice job by that defensive front by the Homestead Spartans. And I think it might be Chandler McFeeters who got in to make the tackle. McFeeters, big number 89. He's a senior, listed as a linebacker, but in that 3-4 type of defense, lined up almost more as a defensive end. Big loss back to the 24-yard line. Loss of 7 or 8 on the play. Clock runs. We're under a minute left. Finally put in a new quarterback. Hand off to the running back. It's Nataji Jones who takes it right side. Short gain, crossing the 25 to the 27. and the last 30 seconds. And let's see where they put the football down and when they start the play clock, and we may not have another play. 2-second differential between the game clock and play clock. Nobody has to snap it. Northrop will line up like they will. They're down by 34 points. And there's a flag.
12 men in the huddle.
Yep, they did. They had 12 men in the huddle, and that'll be a 5-yard march off with 13 seconds left. Again, Ryan Dellinger will be back here at the stadium, taking you through the scoring of this one. And then I'll head down to the Pizza Hut with Tom Franklin. We'll have scores of all your sectional action and set up next week's matchups. Handoff, running back in the backfield. This will be the final play. The clock's down to 0. And taking it for a short gain is Nataji Jones. That'll be the football game. The Homestead Spartans advance to the Class 6A Sectional 3 championship game, where they will likely meet the Carroll Chargers next Friday night. And that game will take place at Homestead, a rematch that the Spartans have wanted since a Week 4 loss to Carroll. Final score, 48-14. The Homestead Spartans win it over the Northrop Bruins. We'll take a break. We'll come back. This is the Partners First Federal Credit Union High School Football Game of the Week on ESPN Radio 1380.